Warning! The Stone Age Gamer podcast includes a lot of bad language. Cover your motherfucking ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer podcast. I'm Kris Randazzo and joining me tonight is Bright Green Boxing Glove Dan Ryan.
Yep, that's me.
Yeah.
That's if there was one way to describe me, it's a bright green boxing glove.
Either that or a wireframe. Calling an audible because Viewtiful Joe deserves better than what I have to offer. So we're going to be doing a ranking episode about neglected game series we want on Switch 2. Just how great would a modern Star Tropics be? Don't let Andross's enemy become your enemy because the Stone Age Gamer podcast starts now. Hi everyone, this is episode 563. It's the week of April 25th, 2025, and welcome. For anyone new here, this is the official podcast of StoneAgeGamer.com. Dan and I talk every week about what's happening in the world of video games from a retro gamer's perspective, as well as whatever the hell else is going on in our lives. Speaking of which, I'm going to jump in. The beginning of this episode because I got a little something cooking.
Got a little bone to pick with all of you.
Got a little bit of news this morning. It turns out that we have some really nice listeners on this show, and they have gathered together to do something extraordinarily nice for me for what I consider no adequate reason. Y'all have been so very kind to me over the years, and I don't expect this. I don't do this to get paid. I don't request this kind of stuff. This isn't a charity. I'm not here with my hands out. I'm really not. I know we have a Patreon. It's just to help pay for the website and stuff. I don't complain about the things that are going hard in my life because I hope somebody's gonna launch a GoFundMe and throw some money my way. I really don't. I know people in my life, I know people that listen to this show have things far worse off than I do, and it's a couple of listeners banded together and put together a GoFundMe to fund me getting a Switch 2, which is just extraordinary. I don't have cancer.
Look, like. Here's the thing.
We did this for you for the PlayStation 5 because that was an obscene amount of money and you just weren't in a position to get one on day. You just weren't in a position to get one, and I said that will not stand.
Right.
And you then you had cancer. You needed a Steam Deck to keep you company while you were doing chemo. That's what that's about. I'm not. I had the money saved up. Like this isn't even something that I needed. But
that's not the point.
Here, exactly. That's not the point. Now I'm like, well, all right, I can get rid of the bucket under my sink. Now I can take the money that I had set aside for a Switch 2 and pay a plumber to fix my sink, or do something about the fridge that now has a new leak inside of it, or any of the other myriad problems that are falling apart in my house, or pay down some of the debt that we're swimming in, and or just kind of throw it in the bank account and hunker down while the world burns around us and hope that we can
make it through somehow.
What's the world going to look like 6 months from now, or even
who knows?
3 months from now? Like, who knows?
It could be better.
It could be better. It could be better, but
it's not going to be.
It could be
but
worse.
It could be. No, and that's the point, right? Like, this isn't something you needed, right? But that's our listeners, and this isn't me like fluffing them by any stretch of the imagination. It's just honesty. Are truly incredibly, wonderfully kind, generous people. And they wanted to do this for you because you do provide a just metric fucked. I mean, I'm part of it too, but we provide a metric fuck ton of free entertainment. And like you and I have said multiple times, like, we would be doing this regardless of whether or not anybody listened, right? This really did start as an excuse. I mean, once we got rid of the riffraff and then cut it down to just the two of us. But no, like, this really did start as a way for us to hang out and, and just talk about life and the universe and everything. And it's become this thing where we have been able to reach a certain group of people, and we have made a positive impact in their lives, and they want to show their appreciation for that. And that's an incredible thing, because you're right. We don't do this to get paid. We don't complain about things or bitch about things to, like, money, please. Like, that's not the way we're doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, I am, but it's different for you. But it's just like, it's all right, man. There's good in the world, and people wanted to recognize that. It
was just,
you deserve this kind of thing.
Kindness for kindness' sake, and that was just,
son of a bitch, right?
I woke up this morning at 4. I really didn't want to be awake at 4, but I went to. I'm assuming I've been sick all day, and I'm assuming I'm sick because I went and was a room parent at Ellie's school yesterday, and one of those little rugrats probably coughed some pestilence on me. Their teacher went home sick yesterday too, so like,
that's not a great sign.
That's not a great sign. So when I woke up at 4 and couldn't get back to sleep and felt like hot garbage, I was like, yeah, you know what? That tracks.
Yeah, this feels right.
Yeah, the math is math in there. I get that. So I woke up in pretty bad spirits, but I peeled myself out of bed and I went to the gym, and I thought there's a possibility that it was allergies, which we are in that season. So I was like, all right, maybe it's just allergies. And now if it's allergies and I go and I do exercise, the adrenaline's enough to kind of get me through the symptoms. Yeah. That was not the case. I was driving the struggle bus, and it was a very unpleasant experience. I did it. I did the exercise. I did the work. I made it through. I sat in the sauna for a good long while, and I was like, well, since I'm feeling like shit, there's probably not a whole lot better I could do for myself than sweat it out. Let me just sit here and sweat as much as I can out. And I did that and came home and
just sit here and baste for a little bit.
I was just in an absolutely wretched mood, and then I get this message from Chronodin and Tiny Matt explaining what happened, and I was just like, wait, what? Like, I didn't get it at first. Like, it just because I was so fucking tanked from the gym and feeling like garbage. It was just not, the wires weren't connecting. And then when I finally understood what I was looking at, I gave them a call and I got to chat with them for a few minutes. That made me feel real happy. And I looked at the GoFundMe, and it was, names of lots of nice people being nice, which is great.
It is. It's outstanding. It's outstanding.
And then I went out and walked the dog, and I found $6 in the woods. So like, hey, yeah, it was almost I almost literally lived the story, and then I found $5, but it was $6. But still, I found $6 in the woods, so that was pretty cool. And then the day just went down.
It's been all downhill,
and it's just been it was a wonderful morning followed by a relatively shit day. But now I'm here on the podcast, and we're going to talk about stuff, and it's going to be fun.
We are, and we're calling an audible for today. We were going to do Viewtiful Joe, but it deserves, and I think you're right, it deserves more than you have today. So we're going to do something much more difficult. So that should be fun.
But like more and less difficult. So the thing with Viewtiful Joe is I simply did not have the time to play it this week. So I had this happens to me, and I hate it. I did. I had an idea for a video for the YouTube channel, and I was like, "Oh, that's a good idea." Damn it. Because it was better than the idea that I had. At least I think it is. And so I decided to pull the trigger and do that. And so, of course, it was a lot harder than I expected it to be.
Of course.
It's just... I don't even know about expected, but it was harder than I wanted it to be. Because... So... We're doing this thing on the website where there are certain words that we're trying to replace with other words, and this has brought us through like every page on StoneAgeGamer.com, and some of the ones that I've been assigned have taken me to some of my old blog posts, and I wound up rediscovering some posts I wrote back before the Switch came out, where I was telling the stories of how I got all of my Nintendo platforms,
right?
Because I have interesting stories behind all of those, which is pretty fun. So I was rereading those, and I was like, "Oh, the Switch 2's coming out. It would be pretty cool if I turned these into videos, like to just kind of reuse this stuff, and it's just relevant again. So let's do that, shall we?" So I decided to start doing that, and then I had to figure out how to make video out of it, because like I really liked the stories, and I was reading stories, and then I was trying to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do for a visual aid, because it's not like I have photos of me playing all my old game systems or anything.
Right.
I have the boxes and the consoles themselves, but yeah, there was a lot more to it, and it was a challenge. It was most of my week really trying to figure that out, and the various other things that have been happening around here. It's been a really, really hard week. So having that good news this morning was... I remember thinking to myself just yesterday, I don't... the Switch 2 story is going to be pretty bland, because it's just like, I saved up for it, and then I bought it.
And now I have one.
I mean, granted, there's a whole lot of time between then and now, but it seems I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do one for Switch 2, and then here we are. You guys provided me with an answer.
The universe provides.
The universe provides.
The dude abides, the universe provides, man.
Just love it. So yeah, that's... Thank you from the bottom of my heart to everybody who listens to the show, whether you contributed or not, because again, we don't do this for that. This was so unnecessary. And I just am humbled, and thank you very, very much to everyone involved. And just, again, to everybody who listens to this show. Like, that's the whole point. That's what I'm here for. Like,
that's right.
We're here to talk to each other, and our Discord... Our Discord's marvelous. I love our Discord. I love the conversations we have. I love the arguments we have, the facts we learn, the memes we share. Like, we've got a fitness channel now. We've got we're all over the map. It's
a group of like-minded people that have stumbled into each other's lives, and it all comes from love. Like it's all love and support, and like there's very little drama. There's very little arguing. It's just a bunch of people talking about shit they love and being passionate about it and supporting each other, and it's fucking rad. Like, it's so it's just what the internet was supposed to be. It's what it's what all of this was like. This is what it was designed for, just finding your tribe. Yeah,
and we did that. We found our tribe.
We did.
And we've
got some things coming for our tribe that we're working on that are going to be very sexy. Because, let's be honest, Kris, they deserve it as well.
They do.
I know, after I was gifted the Steam Deck and and all of that stuff, and the PlayStation, and you know, and the computer, and all of the things, like, because you guys have been extremely generous and kind to me as well. You know, I've been sitting here, especially now over these last couple of weeks, like feeling good and starting to feel like myself again, and all of that. Of like, all right, we're not doing enough. You know, like we gotta be doing more. You know. So we've got some things brewing, some things cooking.
Yeah, we've got a few buns in the oven.
That's right.
At least we're trying. You know, we'll see where things go. We'll see where things land. But in the meantime,
got a few buns in the oven and a few things in some buns. This is where we're at. Oh boy! If you're lucky, it's a higher Patreon tier. Anyway.
So I had the idea that we were going to rank Mario Kart games, and Dan was like, "That's not good enough. You suck." So
no, I thought it would be a little bit predictable, right? Because like each one got better, and then it was like, all right, well, like, I mean, maybe I don't know, because it's Mario Kart 8. Like that's the number one. That
yeah,
and then Double
you're
Dash.
Not wrong.
Like that. Yeah, that's your 1 and 2. You know. It's anyway.
You know. Super Circuit's at the bottom.
Yeah, like, it just is what it is.
Yeah. And, like, look, I love Super Circuit. That's the thing. I love all of them. Like, seriously, we could do this in, like, 5 minutes. Like, I mean, then, unless we're including the arcade ones, but I don't think either of us have spent nearly enough time with the arcade games to properly do that. I've done that, let's see. I think I've played Mario Kart Arcade, like, 3 times.
I think maybe? That's 2 more times than I have. I think I saw it once and played it and was like, "That was awesome," and then that was it. Like, and
I'm not putting another $2 in to do that, though.
No, I already have a lot of versions of this at my disposal.
And don't get me wrong, I like playing as the Taiko drum, but not that much.
But not $8.
So Dan had this crazy idea to, like, he found some Reddit post. It was like, here's like, all right, these are all the Nintendo properties that aren't on Switch. And Dan was like, all right, let's rank these. And I took one look at that list and said, that's not nearly enough. Because I've been doing these, the franchise, the Nintendo Report things. So I went down through my list and came up with the 88 properties that Nintendo owns that have not shown up on Switch yet. But we're going to pare that down. We're going to pare that down a bit because we're not talking about all 88 of them. But there's some interesting stuff in there. So we're just going to kind of pull this out of our ass as we go.
That's right. And it's going to be fucking great because this is where we live.
Right. So what are we thinking here? We're going to rank how much we want them?
No, I think we rank them the way we rank. We put them in order.
Okay.
Yeah. We just go alphabetically through the list, and this goes above that, or this goes below that.
As far as, like, how good of a property it is, or how
much we want it.
How much we want it on Switch 2.
Yes. How much we want a new entry in that franchise.
Okay. All right. 1080 snowboarding.
Right at the top of the list.
Right at the top. Okay,
and
fantastic.
not for nothing, I really like 1080 snowboarding. I think it's been way too long since we've had a good, fun snowboarding game.
I would hard agree with you there. 1080 is there's been 2 of them, and that's not enough. There should be more.
And it's not SSX, but it could be because EA doesn't seem interested in making a ton of those. So let's see it.
Let's see it. Okay. All right. Now this one, I was going to not include, and then I thought about it some more. Alleyway. We haven't had ourselves an alleyway in a very, very long time. Since 1989.
Okay, I was going to say for a very, very long time.
There's exactly one alleyway, and it is just Nintendo flavored Breakout. There's really not much special happening in Alleyway besides it just has that character. But having just played Breakout, and having just written an article in Nintendo Force about Arkanoid Do It Again using the mouse controls in Breakout games, fucking great.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, if you were going to make a new Alleyway game and put it on the Switch and do something crazy weird with it, that would be pretty awesome. I'm still putting it below 1080 snowboarding, but I wanted to include it.
Yeah, I think this could actually be really cool, like with all of the new physics that could be done and the weird Nintendo-ness of what they could do could be really, really awesome.
Yeah, they could do something fun with it. It doesn't need to be anything huge, just like a fun little download title.
Yeah.
Like a little $10 job, like Switch Welcome Tour.
Yeah. Jesus.
Well worth $10.
Yeah. No, that would be awesome. I'd be super into that. But yeah, below 1080, I think.
Yeah.
I would much rather have a new
important.
snowboarding game than Alleyway.
Right. Okay, now Art Academy.
Again, there's some really cool potential for that with the Switch too. Below Alleyway though.
Below Alleyway?
Yeah,
I'm with you. I think there's a ton of potential, but we're talking like me personally. Like,
yeah,
there's not a lot of potential for me.
Yeah, I mean, I like to doodle. I'm pretty good at it, but yeah.
I don't see myself professionally doodling.
No.
All right, I'm changing the. I was using this dock, and I think this will be easier if I do it this way. See, no, that's not what I wanted. I wanted that. Just the text. All right.
Just the tip.
Text. Just the tip. Okay. Is that going to work? I don't know. Let's see. All right.
We'll find out.
So we're putting it below Alleyway.
Yes.
Okay. Balloon Fight /Kid.
See, I'm going to put that above 1080. I think there would
That's
be
exactly
something
what I wanted.
Really awesome with that.
Balloon Fight in general is super fantastic. Balloon Kid, making that into a platforming adventure game was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Make a whole new situation using that same basic principle to turn into a thing.
Yeah.
I love it. I love this plan.
Yeah.
Doesn't even need mouse controls.
No.
Like really just do something, do a modern take on it, and then just have like a really cool modern online balloon fight versus mode. Like,
yeah, perfect.
Increase the player count. Give us 16 player Balloon Kid with giant stages. Like
that would be awesome.
What's it's Killer Queen Black? I think that was what it's called. Like there's something like that. Because it's basically Joust, but let's do a little modern take on it. Let's do it.
Yeah, that could be out fucking standing. It's so quirky and it has such charm. It's just so very Nintendo.
Quite.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to skip over baseball. I'm going to skip over baseball. Yeah. Battle Clash.
I don't know. I don't have a ton of experience with Battle Clash.
So I adore Battle Clash.
Right. It's Super Scope, right? That's the one I'm thinking of.
It's Super Scope.
Okay.
It's got some really interesting mechanics and great designs. It's basically Punch Out with guns and robots.
Yeah, which is fun.
That's kind of the whole thing behind it. This is a franchise that has just a ton of potential. So for me personally, I like this one above Alleyway, but not quite 1080.
All right, I'm fine with that.
Because I would think that this is the kind of thing that needs a bit more reinvention.
Right.
But also, there's just a ton of potential there.
Yeah, I never had a Super Scope. So, I think I've played this just maybe a handful of times. And it does look cool, and they could do some really cool, robot designs, and there could be some really awesome stuff. But I think you're right. It needs a deeper thought experiment as to how you bring that to modern platforms.
I'm going to share this with you so that you can see what we're doing here. Keep an eye on the list.
Where are we sharing it on the Facebook or?
It's a Google Doc. I just sent you a link in the Facebook, or I could text you or email you or whatever.
All right.
I just sent a link.
That's fair. Okay, thank you.
All right, so next up, all right, we skipped baseball. I'm going to skip the bit generations and art style.
Yeah.
Those are they're just so abstract. I adore those, and I want... Wait, no. I take it back. For specifically, I want them to port Pictobits. It's not part of this. It's not part of this conversation.
But you just want it?
It is.
Okay.
The art style games are so freaking cool, and it just occurred to me, the freaking mouse changes everything. The mouse changes that entire thing. I was going to skip it, and then I remembered, oh wait, these have all these weird touchscreen type of games. They would be perfect for the Switch 2 with the mouse. Art style Pictobits is amazing, and there needs to be a second one. There just does. Shit. So, all right, I changed my mind.
Above Battle Clash or below?
Oh, this is above Battle Clash. And I guess because it's so nebulous, you know, these games are all very different from each other. They're just these like kind of weird, like, what are these interesting little ideas you can come up with? So yeah, that goes above Battle Clash for me.
Right on.
Oh. Okay, what do you think of Chibi Robo?
Man, that is something that I don't have a ton of experience with. But I know that people love it. Like, love that game. I don't know, does that go... So I guess Battle Clash is kind of our barometer now. Is that above or below Battle Clash?
I think it's above Battle Clash just because of... Actually, I think it's beneath Battle Clash.
Okay.
Which I think is kind of tragic, but also, like, I think as far as, like, making a new thing, I think Battle Clash might have more potential.
All right.
It's real close, though. I don't. Do we need to talk? Do we need to talk about Clue Land?
I am not a Clue Land guy. Never have been.
I think it's interesting, but just for the sake of it, I'm throwing it here on the bottom of the list.
Yeah, that feels about right.
Codename Steam.
Okay, so we talked about this a couple weeks ago, right? This is the weird Abraham Lincoln thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to love this idea. I do. Like, I like the steampunk aesthetic. I like the way this game looks, but this did not do well at all, right?
No, this was a miserable failure. Nobody liked it. Nobody even wanted to like it. I think this goes back absolutely to the bottom. Yeah. I have no problem with this disappearing for all time.
Okay.
But what of Cubivore, sir?
Cubivore, I think... I know we're not doing commercials this week, but you might want to check out the blog on StoneAgeGamer.com.
Yes, indeed. You did mention that. So,
I did mention
where
this.
Where would you put it? I know where I'd put it.
I would put this, I think, probably below Balloon Kid, but at above 1080 Snowboarding. Because while this game, and I did not mention this in what I wrote, I do think this game is ugly as shit. It's so
absolutely
fucking fascinating. I love
this game is nuts.
Everything about this game. It is so fucking wild. And I just like, not only do I want to see this on Switch 2, I want them to go even weirder with it.
Hard agree.
Yeah.
I would love to see a follow-up to Cubivore. Would just love it. All right, what of Custom Robo?
I think this is kind of right in that same spot, right? Like in that Cubivore 1080 Snowboarding.
Really? See, I have way less love for Custom Robo. I think it's neat. It's an arena fighter with robots, and you can build all kinds of stuff. I've never been able to get into it.
Is the only one on GameCube? Or no, is there a GBA or is it a DS one?
It's a DS. There's I think in the US we only got the 2. We got the DS one. We might have gotten a 3DS one.
Okay.
I know it started on 64 in Japan.
But we didn't get that one, I don't think.
We did not. So it was a Custom Robo on 64, Custom Robo V2 on 64, then Custom Robo Game Boy Advance in Japan. We got Custom Robo for GameCube and Custom Robo Arena for DS. Yeah, so we got 2 of the 5.
Okay. I think I would. So I would probably put this below 1080 snowboarding because I like big, stupid robot fights.
Right.
And with, I think, just trying to think about the benefits of the Switch 2 with the voice chat and the cameras and all of that, I think there could be some really interesting, cool multiplayer things with that.
Yeah, you're right.
A Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Clash, because like I like Battle Clash so much more, but also
Sure.
you're probably right. There's a lot of potential here in the custom robo thing. So all right. You sold me. Arts. Devil World goes right in the Clue Clue Land category. Like, it's not a very good game.
No.
Sorry, Miyamoto. Devil's Third.
Okay.
Dead last. Dead fucking last.
Just these games, Devil's World, Devil's Third, they just didn't work.
What of the Dylan's Rolling Western series?
I do not know that at all.
It's a Nintendo-ized tower defense game. They've only been on DS and 3DS. They're neat.
Okay.
You know, I think I'd probably put that. For me personally, I'd probably put it above Art Academy.
Okay.
Probably as high as I'm willing to go. Personally, I think Dylan's a great character. There's a lot of neat character designs in there, but the game's not really for me. But if we're talking about disaster, as in Disaster Day of Crisis,
I don't think I know this one either. Disaster Day of Crisis.
This never came out in North America.
Okay.
This was a Monolith Soft game before they started working on Xenoblade Chronicles. This was an early Wii game with a very serious looking protagonist, and it's just like you're in this city and you're running around trying to rescue people from a barrage of natural disasters that include fire tornadoes and tidal waves. It is insane, and this game looked super cool. It looked super stupid, and Reggie very specifically said, "Absolutely not. We're not releasing this in North America."
Aww.
Came out in Japan, came out in Europe. We didn't get it because of Reggie. I want to see a new Disaster game so bad. I want to see Disaster remastered.
I'm into it. Yeah, put that up somewhere in the custom robo area, because again, there is so much potential for so much stupid in that kind of. I mean, fire tornadoes. Yeah, let's fucking do it.
You got to see the trailer for this game. It looks so dumb. It looks so dumb.
I'm into it.
Marvelous. All right. Now, this is a tough one. Doshin the Giant.
This game is.
I didn't even put Captain Rainbow on here either, did I?
Weird fucking looking character.
Yes. This is an absurd game that also never came out here in America. It was a 64DD game. Then it got a European GameCube port. It's a weird, life simulator thing, but you're you're worshiping this giant sun god sort of thing that's a big dopey yellow thing that turns into an angry red thing. I don't get it. I've never played it, but it looks fascinating to me. Utterly fascinating.
I mean, if we're getting the weird belly button penis thing that Doshin's got going on is just very strange.
I want to throw this above Art Academy.
Is it a Venus? Is that what we would call it?
Let's go with yes.
That sounds about right. I mean, there's probably some potential here, and if they're doing the fucking Tamagotchi life and all, I feel like it kind of lives in that world, right?
Yeah.
Like that kind of just weird shit that I don't really get, but that's fine. Not everything, I guess, has to be for me.
Yeah. All right, this one I'm pretty lukewarm on. This is Dragalia Lost. This was their mobile game.
Yeah,
it ran for a little while. It had a neat art style. People seemed to like it, but then it ended, and they were like, "That's the end of that." I want to say probably, above Clue Clue Land, right? Because I'm not even ordering those. Like the Clue Clue Land Codename Steve, Devil World, Codename Steve,
Codename Steve,
Devil World in the third. Those are just down there at the bottom. I think Dragalia Lost belongs on the actual list, but that's at the bottom for me.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of love for it, and the character designs are nice and all, but they also look like every other mobile RPG. Like there's nothing that stands out. There's nothing Nintendo about it. It doesn't have that charm.
Tad generic.
Yeah.
Drill Dozer.
So Drill Dozer is really cool.
Yeah, Drill Dozer is really cool.
I like Drill Dozer.
Do we like Drill Dozer more or less than Battle Clash?
I definitely like it more because again, I have very little experience with Battle Clash. This is this not done by Game Freak? Yeah, this was one of their. It's just so clever, and I like the character. There's a ton of personality to it, and again, like there's a lot of potential, I think, in this world and this character. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think probably above Custom Robo, below 1080.
Yeah. I like that. I like that too. Yeah,
that feels
really
right.
Cool. Duck Hunt.
Man, if they could make a new fun fucking Duck Hunt, I don't know what that looks like because the game itself is so simple. Mm-hmm. I would put it below Custom Robo, but above Disaster, just because it's fucking Duck Hunt. I love it.
Yeah, I want to see what they do with it, but also like, you don't even go crazy. Like, just make a new Duck Hunt, do some crazy shit with like a bunch of ducks or something. And let's use either the gyro or the mouse controls. Like,
make it a 3D platformer.
There you go. Make it a Duck Hunt 3D platformer. I'm in.
I don't know how that works, but make it happen.
Okay, how about Earthbound?
That has to go right to the top, right?
I don't know if I want that more than Balloon Fight. The thing about Earthbound is that, like, I obviously want them to port Mother 3.
Right.
And I would love to see them remake what's here. But, like, I feel like, that series did what it intended to do. Like, obviously I think it needs to be high up. I just don't know that it's in the number one spot for me personally.
Okay.
I could be convinced.
I've never played through it. I'm really just trying to, like, put that out there for everybody else. I don't really have a dog in that fight, as it were.
The thing about Earthbound is that it could use a little bit of cleaning up.
Okay,
especially if I really think this is a game series that I think is really ripe for remakes. Like, even if it's not like necessarily a new entry, remaking all three of them with modern visuals, like, that's based off of the clay models that all the characters are based off of. And then, like, just kind of making them a little bit more accessible as far as, like, the menus and and things like that. I think really just spruce this up a little bit. I think that is really all this needs, and that would be phenomenal. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to throw that under Balloon Kid, because the whole thought process of having a massive multiplayer, like Balloon Fight 99 kind of a situation going on, like, that's too goddamn good. That is too good. And it needs to be handled.
It is.
See, I thought I was going to pare this down, but, like, this is not going well. Because everything that comes up is interesting.
Yeah. But we're getting through.
Yeah, we're doing it. Electroplankton.
I don't care. And I don't mean that, like, in a dickhead way. Whatever.
I want to put this above Art Academy. Because Electroplankton is fascinating. It's like, it's a music making thing, but you do it by fucking around with, like, little plankton and stuff. It's super weird. And I do think this is something else that would really benefit from the mouse controls, like having a modern iteration of this to do weird shit with. Yeah. So yeah, I like it more than Art Academy. Maybe not quite because it's not quite as weird as Doshin the Giant. So yeah, I'm going to stick it right there. This one is going to be close to the top. Elite Beat Agents.
Yeah, I think this is. Oh man, is it above Cubivore? I don't think so.
It's definitely above Cubivore.
You think so?
For me personally, because
for you, okay,
this is our list. Elite Beat Agents is a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah,
and with mouse controls, like you could do that. We could have an Elite Beat Agents on a TV screen and have it be fully functional. That is, oh my god, I love Elite Beat Agents. I put that one, honestly, I want that one more than I want Earthbound.
See, I would put it below Earthbound only because I know we're getting a new Rhythm Heaven. And I know they're different things.
They are.
I recognize that.
They scratch similar itches. You're not entirely wrong. All right. Now, how do you feel about Eternal Darkness?
Oh, God. This one is at the top for me personally of what we've talked about so far. Because that game, I think, is so fucking brilliant. While also being just so fucking disappointing. But done well, done the way that it should be done and the way we all wanted it to be done, especially with all the weird shit you could do with it now. Fuck, that sounds so good.
Technology has changed so much. We need to, obviously, Silicon Knights can't be involved anymore for numerous reasons, but let's let some other team take a stab at this property and do something really fucking wild with it. I'm with you. I agree. That should be right at the top of the list. It is such a fascinating game with fascinating ideas, and especially when we're talking about a system that is by nature both handheld and console. Yeah, you could do so much weird, dumb shit with this thing.
Oh my God.
I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm so
100,000%.
We're talking a system with a camera pointed at you the whole time. Like, come on.
There's a lot of really, really good fucking ideas, and it would just, man, I don't know that there is a game that I want to be as good as Eternal Darkness. Like, the entire time I play through Eternal Darkness, I'm like, God, I just want this to be better. It's so fucking close.
Yeah, it's a lot of great ideas, just didn't quite pull them off. I think another team could do something really special with it.
Yep.
Ever Oasis, I think, sits right around Dragalia Lost, although it's slightly more interesting than Dragalia Lost. It's got more interesting character design, so I'm putting it right above that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
No need to say anything more about it, but there's plenty to say about the Excite franchise, as in bike, trucks, and bots.
Yes. Oh, does that go above Eternal Darkness?
I don't think so.
Does it go above Balloon Kid?
I do think so.
Okay,
Again,
I do too.
I'm thinking Excite Bike 99, you know?
Yeah.
I'm thinking something really wild, like, because we have F-Zero 99, right? And that's fucking great. And just thinking about, like, the Excite bots and how freaking weird that was. And if you could take the charm of Excite Bike and the 3D sort of excitement of Excite bots and kind of, there's something here. There's something
there
here.
Is.
And Excite Bike itself is such a beloved franchise. Even the realistic Excite Bike 64 is still really fucking good.
Yeah,
like there's that basic motocross style really works. And I would love to see somebody take a swing at modernizing Excite Bike, even to an even further degree than what they did with Excite Bike World Rally on Wii. Which was very good, but it was very limited. I want to see. Yeah. I want to see what, like, the Ninja Gaiden Ragebound treatment to Excite Bike.
Yes,
that makes sense.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah,
something interesting,
modern retro take on Excite Bike. That's what I want.
Or at the very least, just put Excite Bike dude. He doesn't have a name, right? Like the driver, the rider, just Excite Bike guy. Fucking put him in Mario Kart. Just let me be him. And then you don't need to make a new Excite Bike. Then I'm good. That's all I want.
I'm going to skip over F1 Race. It's literally just F1 racing. Fling Smash goes... Fine. I think Fling Smash belongs at the bottom here with your Clue lands and stuff.
Yeah.
Fluidity's supposed to be a very interesting game. I never quite got into it. I
don't know that at all.
You control water. It's really neat. It's like an indie game sort of thing. There's a lot of potential there. It's like a Metroidvania where you're controlling liquid instead of it's not entirely dissimilar from Loco Roco.
Okay.
Like, it's pretty different, but like, you know how that game you're controlling these little like sort of liquid globs. It's like that, but more liquidy. You're controlling actual water. It's an interesting game. I'm gonna say this has. I'm gonna throw this above Dylan, I think.
Okay.
There was 2 of these. There was Fluidity and then Fluidity Spin Cycle, and I never played the second one. Yeah, there's something there. For the Frog. So this was a one-off. This is the game that they used its engine to make Zelda Link's Awakening. It's a Game Boy sort of RPG-ish game for the Frog, the Bell Tolls.
Okay.
It's an interesting world. Obviously, I've never played it because there's no official English translation. But I've always been very fascinated with it. You've played Link's Awakening. The character Richard at Richard's Villa with all the frogs jumping around is this character. That's what this is from.
Okay.
So I would love to see them do something with this. I really would. I don't know what they would do with it.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, yes, I want it. I don't know why. I'm looking at pictures of it right now. I definitely would like it.
Yeah, it seems like it's dying. It's very similar to Battle Clash, so I think it should be somewhere near Battle Clash because there's only been the one. Now, granted, there were 2 Battle Clashes, but they were extremely similar. There's only been the one game. It's been dormant for ages. There's like almost no chance, but there's a lot of potential in this world of a prince who's turned into a frog, and I think there's something here. I want to go with under Battle Clash because I fucking love Battle Clash.
All right. I love the name, though. The Frog for Whom the Bell Tolls. Like,
right?
I'm super into that.
It's a great name. It's a weird game. It's got great music. It's fascinating.
All right. I'm in.
Fossil Fighters.
Okay.
This goes under Dragalia Lost. It's enough of a franchise to have several entries, so I'm not going to throw it all the way into the garbage bin, but
it's nothing.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
I think that franchise is a nothing burger. It always has been. Now here's another interesting one. You're talking about, this is similar to Eternal Darkness to me, in that it had a lot of great ideas and didn't really capitalize on them, and that is Geist.
So Geist is like you're hunting ghosts or some shit? Is that what it is?
No, you are a ghost. And
you are a ghost. Okay.
You are a ghost, and you can inhabit just about anything. This is the game where it's like, well, there's a guard in front of you. So how are you going... and the way you inhabit things is by scaring them. So, like, there's a dog nearby, so you inhabit the dog food bowl and, like, spook the dog. And once the dog's scared enough of the spooky dog food bowl, then you can take over the dog. Then you can be the dog to spook the guard, and once the guard is scared enough of the dog acting weird, then you can be the guard, and then you can shoot people.
Yeah, but then it's also just a first-person shooter.
It is, and it isn't. Like, it is, and it shouldn't be.
So that's where I was where I was going to go with that. I think, give me that without the first-person shooter part of it, like... Maybe not no direct combat, but something more interesting than a first-person shooter.
Well, right,
because everything you said sounds cool.
Yeah,
and then I'm just playing Call of Duty. Like, okay, that's fine.
Right. Well, the point is, like, the point would be like, all right, so how do I get to inhabit who I need to get through this next section? You know what I mean? Like, there's something there that's really interesting to me. Just the game never really pulled it off, but it was a neat idea. I like the design of the ghost character. Like, he's real creepy looking. There's good stuff in here. I mean this
more than 1080, more than Cubivore.
I think I like it more than Custom Robo, but I'm not going to say I like it more than Drill Dozer.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Yeah, they're everything. Like I said, you're describing something that sounds really awesome, and then I take control of a guy and just start shooting. Like, okay, now I'm bored.
Until shooting isn't necessary anymore. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's where we need to go with it. Once we get to the point where, like, all right, well, there's a bunch of guys in front of me, so I'll be this guard and kill these guys. But then I need to get through a hole in the wall. So now how do I be? Now I'm going to be this big scary guard with a gun and try to scare a rat enough to take over a rat so I can sneak through a hole in the wall. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah, that's cool.
There's a really fun concept there. Glory of Heracles. Again, I don't know. Fine.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much potential to tell RPGs in mythology.
Yeah.
You know? I think probably somewhere...
I like this above Ever Oasis, where it's like, I don't know, I could be convinced to go higher. What do you think?
Yeah, I was going to say probably, I would say I would be more interested in this than Doshin the Giant, for sure. Just because there's a lot of potential in mythology to tell a cool RPG story.
All right, I'm curious where you're putting this one. Where are you putting Golden Sun?
Oh, God. Golden Sun, for me, goes above Eternal Darkness.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Golden Sun is so fucking good. It's so good. It's so good, and it's time.
I don't know it, and I don't know it enough, but what I do know of it is, 100% with you. It's time.
It's time.
Golf, nobody cares. Yeah, Golden Sun.
It's fucking awesome.
traditional RPG from Nintendo, and Golden Sun is it. It's do it.
I mean, I based the whole fucking article's name around it. I mean, I was struggling for a name to come up with what I was trying to describe, but I stole it directly from Golden Sun. It's so fucking good. Oh, I love that game. I love that series.
All right, Gumshoe. I'm putting this one above Ever Oasis.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
I think there's some potential there. I don't know what that is, but with the potential of mouse controls.
Yeah.
Gumshoe, for anyone who isn't aware, it's a platformer that you play with the zapper. Your character it's an auto runner.
Yeah.
And you make him
back
jump
before
by
we knew what the
him.
fuck auto runners were.
Exactly. And the only thing you can do is jump by shooting your character, which is extremely difficult. The game it's almost impossible to get past level 1. But if you take this concept of an auto runner where you have to make the guy jump by shooting, because also there's targets and enemies that show up all over the screen. So bonus things. So you're constantly moving things around. It actually reminds me a lot of Tin Star. And that playing through that with a mouse was phenomenal. Right. So I think there's some potential here in Gumshoe. Maybe not a ton. I think so
too. Maybe not a ton. No.
I like it. I like it a lot. So I'm putting it above Ever Oasis. I can't say I think it needs to be higher than Art Academy, but I think it's worthy of being in the conversation.
Yeah, I think so too.
Now, Harmonite. This one's got to go pretty high for me. Did you ever play Harmonite? I
have not.
This is a rhythm platformer, again, from Game Freak. So this is Game Freak doing what they do. They make really cool platforming games when they're not making Pokemon games.
Yeah.
I definitely like this more than Drill Dozer.
The character designs are great. I'm looking at it right now. It looks very... and I mean it in a good way. It looks very Cartoon Network.
Yeah, it does. The dialogue's really fun. The gameplay itself is really, really fun. So I like this one. Do I like it more than 1080? I think we need a snowboarding game more than we need a rhythm platformer. So I'm just going to put this above Drill Dozer. Similar in style.
Yeah.
But I don't think it tops 1080. Hockey we're going to leave out.
How dare you. I want a new Nintendo Hockey. I want to pick between the fat guy and the skinny guy.
I'm 100% with you. I'm with you.
I want, and again, the shameless plug here for my own writing on the blog, but I just want sports games to be fun again.
Yes.
I love the show.
I
do. I love Madden. Madden's great. It's always great. If you like all the minutia of it, but there's just something about fucking fun sports games, man. Just give me a fun hockey game.
Arcade style sports games are so necessary.
They really are. Anyway.
So do you want to just put a sports category?
Yeah, I mean, no, because I don't know that that's entirely fair, because there is like Super Strikers was, on Switch, and we get like the Mario sports games, but that's not what I'm talking about.
That's not the same. I'm talking about tennis, to an extent golf, your play action footballs, which was similar to your like Tecmo Bowl kind of situation. Like basically we're talking simplified sports.
Yeah, I mean,
no pro wrestling does not count. That gets its own entry.
Fuck yeah, it does. For me, I mean, like with that kind of general idea, I would put that above Cubivore.
As would I.
Okay,
it doesn't beat Elite Beat Agents for me, because few things do, obviously. But I'm just going to call this NES style sports.
Yeah.
Love it. Hogan's Alley, Hogan's Alley is
That's
cool,
right,
but
with
it's a nothing
Gumshoe.
burger. I think it's below. There's nothing there. It's literally just target shooting. There is a nothing burger.
They did make fucking Link's Target Practice or whatever that shit was.
They did, but that was more of a game than Hogan's Alley. Like, Hogan's Alley is literally like just shoot targets. And I get
that's
it.
fair.
Hotel Dusk.
So this is something that I've never played, but I do know people love it.
Yeah, they're really interesting murder mystery visual novels.
I
don't personally love it, but I also think I love the art style. I think it should probably be, for me personally, I'm putting it above Fluidity. Because I'm looking through these games like, no, I want I want the insanity of disasters. I want the ridiculousness of Duck Hunt just because it's super fun. Bit Generations is pure creativity. I adore Battle Clash, and I want to see that expanded on. For the Frog, same situation. Chibi Robo is wonderful, and I think there's a lot of potential in Alleyway. But yeah, I think Hotel Dusk goes above Fluidity. That's where I feel. Oh boy, Ice Climbers. Ice Climbers.
I don't love Ice Climbers.
That
I never
game
had, though.
Sucks. That game sucks out loud. It sucks on toast. It's fucking terrible. But it has the potential to be really fun.
Yeah.
All you got to do is make it fun to jump.
Because it's not.
It's not. That's the
it's
big
not,
problem
and
with
I'm
the
tired
game.
of pretending like it is.
It's a game about jumping where jumping sucks. Like, it's the central mechanic is the worst thing about it. It's nonsense, but the characters, Nana and Popo, are adorable. There's a fucking polar bear and a Speedo and sunglasses. Like,
who doesn't love that?
Right? Nobody doesn't love that. Ice Climber has so much potential to be really fun.
So does that put it above Disaster? I
think it does. Because I think we're in a similar situation here with Balloon Fight, where like if you have a larger number of players playing at the same time, trying to work together or compete to get to the top of a mountain, with the basic rules of Ice Climbers, except it's actually fun and you can hit each other.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time.
You've got a really good situation on your hand.
Yeah.
Joy Mech Fight.
I feel like that should go somewhere in the custom robo-ish thing. They're kind of similar, right?
Joy Mech Fight's more like Street Fighter. Custom Robo is an arena fighter. Joy Mech Fight is a Street Fighter, like one-on-one.
Yeah. But I don't know that you would do two giant robot fighting games.
Well, they're not giant robots.
I thought they were. Do I not fucking know Joy Mech Fight? All right,
are they not? Now I don't know if they're giant. I never assumed them to be giant.
I'm looking it up now too, because I haven't seen this shit in a long, long time.
I played a little bit of it when it was on NSO, but again, it's not in English, so I don't really know for sure. I never assumed that they were giant. I just thought they were normal people-sized.
Okay.
I don't even know how I would tell.
Yeah, it's an interesting looking game. I don't know. Here they are fighting on the moon.
It's such a weird thing, and I love the notion of these like weird fighters that are composed of like hovering pieces, like Rayman.
Yeah,
I feel like there's a lot of potential to do some really cool fighting stuff in there, but I don't know that Nintendo has the team to make a proper one-on-one fighter, but that doesn't mean they couldn't farm this out.
Yeah.
And I think there's something here.
Yeah, I mean, there's some pretty cool looking designs and whatnot. Yeah, God, I haven't seen this in so long. Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, probably in the Hotel Dusk area of this list. I think I would want this less than Alleyway, but
probably a little more than Hotel Dusk, just because I think there's a lot of interesting potential there.
Yeah.
But yeah, not quite as much as Hotel Dusk. Well, all right, so me personally, Kid Icarus is my number one.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. As to what we've talked about so far, I would put Kid Icarus above Golden Sun as well.
Rad.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to stay there. It's what I want most because I adore this series so much.
It's just time. Just like Golden Sun, to get a proper, full, whatever. Like, it's time for Kid Icarus, man. Like,
honest to goodness, with the mouse controls, you could just do give Uprising another shot, because you could do that control scheme, and pure madness of that control scheme. Yeah, that makes sense with a mouse. That actually makes sense with a mouse. That's how you move a mouse around. Holding a 3DS and dicking around with the stylus, that's a different animal.
That's not a fun way to play. But I mean, I want so much more than that.
I do too.
I want a full fucking Metroid Prime style, like, and not necessarily first person, but I want a full dedicated big deal made out of a Kid Icarus game.
And don't get me wrong, I do think that Uprising was that. Uprising is massive. That is a huge game. It's got some of the highest production values I think I've ever seen in a Nintendo game. That game's so good. It's so good. I would love to see a new one. I want to see that expanded on, but I also would not mind seeing even that one just remade. I do think it would work much better if we could just use regular controls.
Yeah, please just let me play the game. Don't make me do weird shit. We've spent a long time conditioning everyone on how to play video games, and then you're like, here's a totally new way to do it. Like, nah, I don't want to do that. I just want to play the game. Just give me the option. Yeah, I like salivating at what a new Kid Icarus could be.
It could be a lot.
Yeah, I mean, just take God of War and put Pit in instead of Kratos, and I'm good with it.
M-rated Kid Icarus. Mad Icarus.
Man Icarus. That doesn't work as well. That doesn't sound good.
I think it sounds great. Give me that man beef.
Jesus. Okay, so
fuck me. All right,
Kris has officially come off the rails.
Yeah. All right. The Kururin. I don't know how to say Kururin series.
Kururin. Yeah. This feels like something that should have been done already. Like, it feels kind of weird that it hasn't been done since Game Boy Advance, right?
Yeah, I mean, it showed up on NSO, and even then, the Game Boy Advance one never came out in North America. Yeah, again, it's simple, but like you're a spinny thing, and you find your way through mazes. It's just kind of fun.
Yeah, it feels like something that I'm surprised that they haven't done something where, like, you know, take your fucking Joy-Con off and wiggle it as you're going through the. I mean, I don't care. Is I guess the thing. I would put this in the Gumshoe Ever Oasis section of this list.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to throw this under Gumshoe.
Okay.
Now, what do we feel about The Last Story?
This is another one I've never played.
I have not played it either, even though I bought it. I own it.
That tracks. This was a Wii game?
Yes, from,
correct?
I want to say...
Sakaguchi? Yeah.
The creator of Final Fantasy made The Last Story. Go figure.
Yeah. Huh.
Great name. Great naming convention.
Who would have thought?
I heard this was quite good, quite interesting. I do think Nintendo owns the brand.
Okay.
Like, I think they own the name. Obviously, you wouldn't do it without... what's their studio? Mistwalker? Is that them? So I don't think you'd do this without them.
It was, right, because when Sakaguchi broke off, and they did that, was Blue Demon? Was that the Xbox one?
Blue Dragon.
Blue Dragon. Okay, yeah.
All right, so it was published by Nintendo and developed by Mistwalker. Mistwalker is still active? Yeah, I don't see anything about it being defunct. Yeah. They're pretty small. They work on mobile stuff now, but they did Blue Dragon, Lost Odyssey, and The Last Story.
I mean, I feel like
I wouldn't mind seeing it, but it seems unnecessary.
Yeah, like with I feel like Xenoblade occupies this space now. I know they're different, right? Again, I recognize that, but
if I'm choosing between The Last Story and Golden Sun, it's not even a question.
It's not even,
this just doesn't have
close.
Anywhere near the level of cash that does, as far as I'm concerned. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like this one's going pretty low.
Yeah, I would put this in Hotel Dusk, Fluidity, Dylan, somewhere around there.
I think it's less interesting than Glory of Heracles. I think it's less interesting than Doshin the Giant, honestly, too, because that game's just insane. At least that has the complete utter madness category going for it.
Yeah, it does. You're not wrong.
What of Mock Rider, sir? What of Mock Rider?
Mock Rider is cool. I like
Mock Rider. Is cool. That's another one I cannot believe they haven't touched. A vehicle combat game set in a Mad Max kind of world. Come on.
Yeah.
Do something cool here. Do something cool.
How much do I want a new Mock Rider versus what's on the list? All right. I definitely think I want it more than Ice Climbers.
Yeah.
I think. Do I want it more than Custom Robo? Probably not. I think I want it. Yeah. I feel good about that.
I'm into that.
Again, there's so much potential there.
Magnetica, I'm not even sure they own. Master of Illusion. That's a puzzle game. Master of Illusion is a game about teaching you how to do card tricks. Whatever. Mole Mania.
Mole Mania, it's fine. You can put that literally anywhere in the alleyway, Joy Mech fight, the Hotel Dusk, like bottom third.
It's a little bit above the bottom. I like the idea of it a lot. I think there's a lot of potential there. I think it's somewhere around Fluidity, so I'm going to put it right above Fluidity.
I mean, the idea of like a multiplayer whack-a-mole thing where like one player would be the mole, like going from hole to pop out of, like that sounds kind of fun and interesting, but I mean, that's not exactly the game either.
Yeah, no, because Mole Mania has a lot in common with Portal as far as like the actual gameplay goes. It's obviously not as interesting a concept, but just the fact that there's that degree of potential in there, I find very interesting.
Yeah.
The Mysterious Murasame Castle.
So this is one I think is probably pretty high, but not top of the list, but probably in that for whom the frog bell fucks, whatever the fuck we said the name of that one was. Because this is a cool looking little game. This never got an English port, right?
Correct. It did come out on Nintendo Switch Online, so we can finally play it, but it's not in English. This has a lot of DNA with the original Legend of Zelda, as far as it's game engine and stuff. This is really one of those pretty important NES Famicom Disk System games that just never got followed up on for some reason. There's so much cool shit you could do with this. It's a samurai fantasy game.
Yeah, I was going to say Samurai Legend of Zelda. Like, actually, fuck, now that I say it like that, that maybe puts it higher up on the list. Because, yeah, like, that's a good idea. I like that. I just fucking finished reading, like, 2 weeks ago, the Book of the Five Rings, the Musashi book. This is really interesting, as an aside, if you're looking for, shit about samurais and whatnot.
I like this more than Earthbound.
Yeah, I
don't like it quite as much
too.
as Balloon Fight and Kid, but I like the notion of turning this into something big even more than that. Yeah, I mean,
I'm playing through Sekiro right now, and I feel like there's a much less violent and much easier kind of thing than Sekiro here, but kind of in that idea, yeah, like there's good idea there.
Hard agree.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. I am gearing myself up for Gambler real quick.
Okay.
I feel
like we're gonna have to fucking take a break here.
Seriously, this is going long. I think there's a lot of shit we can skip coming up soon, I think.
Yeah.
Nestor can continue to be nothing.
Right. That was Nestor's bowling.
Nestor's Funky Bowling. He was also a really shitty character in Nintendo Power.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, he's not a shitty character design, just
right.
He was always a
shitty.
Like,
yeah.
That was his thing. He was a shit, and I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
Nintendogs.
Oh God, what a massive success that was, that they were just like, we're done. I mean, for me personally, I have more than enough dogs in my life that I could not give a flying fuck about this.
Right, yeah, on one hand, but on the for any of us who aren't you, I want to see this come back pretty badly. But not more than like stuff that's genuinely interesting. It just makes so much sense. Like,
it does,
especially now that we've got mouse controls to pet dogs with. Yeah, plus cats. Don't forget the plus cats.
I mean, but like also hamsters maybe, or like chinchillas. Give me something. Oh my God.
Nintendimals.
Nintendimals. Now you've got something.
This goes above Hotel Dusk for me.
Okay, that's fair. I won't argue because, again, I have more than enough animals in my day-to-day life.
I'm so torn. Part of me wants to just throw Dama directly in the garbage.
But the other part of you thinks that there's such a wild potential there.
There's a microphone built into the Switch too.
Yeah. I think this has to go in the Battle Clash range, kind of right in the middle.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think this I can't in good conscience put it above Battle Clash, but there's so much insanity here. But you have to get Yu Saito to do it. Like, you can't have anybody else do it. It has to be somebody that has no grip on reality.
Yeah, 100%.
The person who brought us this game and Seaman and the friggin' baggage claim simulator, that's who needs to do this.
Yeah, with a huge budget. Like, just biggest. A massive, like, I'm talking like Spider-Man 2 sized budget. Like, a fucking...
Dwarfing Tears of the Kingdom budget. Like, double it.
A fucking Conquered budget. Give that motherfucker all the money you gave to make Conquered, and then let's just see what happens.
Hear me out. Odama live service.
Yes, live service Odama. I just want there to be a version called Obama, and I just want it just replaced with Barack Obama. That would be more than enough for me.
Just the bell is Obama's head. That's it.
Yes.
Everything else is 100% identical.
Just rolling down the hill going, let me be clear. And just fucking smashing shit. This is a great idea. Why hasn't this happened yet?
Well, we're great at this.
We really are.
All right, Pandora's Tower.
Yeah, wherever you want to put that one. I have no ties to it.
Pandora's Tower, I don't know that you do anything else with this game. Like, I've never finished it. I know it's got an extraordinarily fucked up story.
Sure.
Your, what is it? Your significant other is cursed, and you have to, like, go hunt monsters to feed her.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds like, awesome.
Force feed her monster flesh in order to not succumb to the poison or whatever. This is insane.
I'm super into this, but this was one of those like, hey, this came out on Wii, so I'm definitely not going to play it.
Yeah, and this was also like, this is one of those Operation Rainfall things where it was like, this wasn't going to come out with the last story and Xenoblade Chronicles. So yeah, I'm going to put it right above the last story because it's a little bit more interesting than the last story. And it is completely insane, but it's not Doshin the Giant, which is just
something else.
Giant lumbering yellow thing. That's just something else entirely.
Yeah.
Here we got one of my tops. This is going towards the top of the list. This is Pilot Wings right here.
So I do not love Pilot Wings the way most people do. I like Pilot Wings.
I feel like most people is being pretty generous.
Well, okay, that's probably fair, because if people are going to talk about Pilot Wings, they probably fall into that most people, quote-unquote, category, because it's like, if you're going to talk about Pilot Wings, you really like Pilot Wings.
And I am of those people. I am that ilk. Pilot Wings is me. I love all 3 Pilot Wings games, and I think there needs to be another one.
So me personally, looking at our list, I would put this below the NES-style sports games, but above Cubivore and 1080 snowboarding.
Okay, I'll take it.
Because I think there's something interesting. I don't hate Pilot Wings, right? I just don't know what else you do with it.
You make more Pilot Wings.
Sure. Okay, that's fair.
They've done that twice now. It's been brilliant every time.
You just do more of that. Okay.
Yeah, what was Pilot Wings 64? It was more Pilot Wings. You know, a couple of different vehicles.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
There is an argument to be made for just do more of the thing we like. So
Indeed. I think we can skip pinball. We covered football. Polarium is just a puzzle game. Pro wrestling.
God, like this is like right below Eternal Darkness for me. This is so high up on the list. I want
higher than Excitebike.
Yeah, oh yeah, for me, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I could see the argument where people are like, "No, you're fucking crazy." But the characters are so interesting. I want more.
Yeah. This is really similar to that sports thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
I want not a super technical, but just focused solely on fun wrestling game. That's what I want. And this is the perfect brand to do that with.
It is. I basically want them to make like one of my very, very favorite games on the GameCube is the Ultimate Muscle game. That game is out fucking standing. It's so crazy and so wild, and the character designs are just so bananas. Like I love the Kanuki Man shit. Just give me that with like the Nintendoized version of that. Give me the pro wrestling characters. Make a bunch more. Just have it be fucking fun. Oh god, I want it so bad.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's one of the big ones. That's one of the beefy boys. But so is Punch-Out.
And Punch-Out's right there, too. Like, oh, man. God, which do I want more, Punch-Out or pro wrestling?
I know.
I want pro wrestling more because we haven't had one since the original.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. I want Punch-Out more, but I also want pro wrestling more because there's only been the one. We've had other Punch-Out games.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, like, I want more Punch-Out. A lot.
Hard yes.
Man, just good fucking games.
Solid games. Okay. Let's see, what was after Punch-Out? We've got Pushmo.
Yeah, Pushmo's one of those, like...
Pushmo's good. I'm going to go...
Fluidity, Mole Mania,
yeah.
in that
I'm gonna
bottom of the list.
Throw it above Mole Mania. I like that. Then, of course, we have Puzzle League, which I am... Like, this is another one of those games that I'm just simply astounded is not currently a thing. It's... I don't understand. It's Puzzle League. Why?
Yeah.
We've got like 3 Puyo Puyo games, tons of Tetris games. I can't believe Nintendo hasn't dropped a basic, just modern online Puzzle League and Dr. Mario yet. Like, I get that they're in Nintendo Switch Online.
Sure.
But, like, those are the Super Nintendo games and the NES games. And as great as they are and perfectly playable...
Sure.
None of them are in HD. Can we just have, like, a nice modern HD Puzzle League with modern features? Like,
I mean, also, we skipped over Dr. Mario.
I kind of included that in the Mario thing, but I guess we could add Dr. Mario.
I mean, Dr. Mario by itself...
yeah, it's kind of hard to consider that its own franchise, I guess, but we could.
I mean, that's up to you. I will bow to your fucking better discretion on that. I mean, Puzzle League, I think you're right. I think it goes somewhere in the Duck Hunt, Bit Generations disaster area. For me, like, it'll be great. Like, and I love puzzle games, but actually, do I want that more than Alleyway? I don't even know if I do. I think I'd be more interested in a new Alleyway.
Yeah, I want it. I want it similar to the way I want Nintendogs, you know? Like,
right.
Just because it should be there. Like, there is no good reason that I can think of that it's not there. This is hard to do while also gambling.
do we? I mean, so we've gone through a huge list so far. Do we want to take a break? I know that's not how we normally do things, but
we're almost done because there's a bunch. There's several here that we can skip because I have absolutely no feelings on Radar Mission or Radar Scope.
Okay,
they're both just games. Same with Red Alarm. That was that Virtual Boy game that's all wireframes.
Yeah, I mean that's Gumshoe, Karurin, Ever Oasis, kind of that.
I think all 3 of those go right down to the bottom. We're in Nestor territory here. This is just they're big old nothing. They're nothing burgers.
Yeah,
they're nothing salads.
Nothing salads even. So a little healthier than a burger.
Yeah, a little healthier,
but less interesting.
And now I've had this personally on my list for a long time. One of my dream games is for some goofball to make. Basically make Donkey Kong Bonanza, except with Rob the Robot. But since they've made Donkey Kong Bonanza, I don't know what you do. But I want a 3D platformer starring Rob the Robot and Professor Hector. That's what I want.
Yeah, I mean, there's a really good idea in there somewhere. There really, really is. He's such a cool character and so iconic.
He's such a great design.
Oh, man. Why can I not? And again, why is he not in Mario Kart? He can't fucking drive a car? Come on.
He's been in Mario Kart.
Not the new one. I'm saying Mario Kart World. They got all this other
we don't
weird
know
shit.
Who else is in Mario Kart World yet.
We do. They showed literally everything. No. Sorry.
I like as a side note, I like that it's just Mario stuff. I wasn't upset about the expanded universe in Mario Kart 8, but also I don't really want Smash Karts. I want it to be Mario Kart.
I get that. Yeah.
You know, we had Animal Crossing, we had Splatoon, we had an Excitebike course, we had F-Zero courses. We've had other guest characters in the past. Link is in there, and that's neat, but it's like ever so slightly off.
I get that.
Like this.
Yeah.
I like Mario Kart. I like the insanity of just like, let's pick every stupid fucking... let's put a coin coffer in a cart. That dolphin...
Yeah. Dolphin riding a dolphin motorcycle?
That is peak gaming right there.
That's pretty awesome. No, there's a point there, because it would be weird, like, in Disney Speedstorm, if they were like, and now Spider-Man, because technically it's Disney. Like, all right, but no. You know, I see what you're doing, but no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
So for this one, I like this. I want to put this one pretty high, honestly, because I love the potential of this with all of my heart. The question is, how high do I want to go? Do I want it more than NES-style sports? I don't know that I want it more than Elite Beat Agents, because I really want a new Elite Beat Agents.
Because, like, I know what I want from a new Rob the Robot game, like you said, like an interesting platformer or something with the character. If I don't want them to just do a puzzle game,
right?
Tech demo,
I want
like that. I'm not interested in that.
I want Astrobot with Rob the Robot.
Yeah, right. Yeah, if that's the case, then it's like top 3. Without knowing what they would do, I think I would probably put it. Me personally, I would put it above Pilot Wings because whatever. But I could have the argument made to put it below Pilot Wings. I think I definitely want it more than like Cubivore and 1080 Snowboarding. I think though.
I like the potential of something weird more than I like the potential of a new Pilot Wing. So yeah, I'm with you. Not quite NES style sports, because that's just something I think the world needs.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I think that's a good spot for it.
Cool.
See, I have to do this in 15-second increments. That's what makes it hard.
You live in your life
Sakura
a quarter mile at a time, baby.
I'm going to put Sakura Samurai and Shin Onigashima right there at the bottom, because they're franchises I don't care about. Do you care?
No, I don't even know what they are.
All right, cool. Short order. Shin Onigashima is a Famicom game, and Sakura Samurai is a neat game that's all about parrying. It was on 3DS, but it's just neat.
Yeah, okay.
I think Short Order and Explode also, as much as I adore it, it needs to go on the bottom. It has served its purpose. It's a Power Pad game.
Sure.
I don't think you do anything else super interesting with those that particular intellectual property. I just don't think you can.
Without just making it Overcooked, just because of the name. You know, like, and then you just... but that already exists. So
yeah, and that's... I mean, Short Order is Simon. That's literally what it is. Simon you play with your feet. And that's... Yeah. Once that's gone... what are we doing
now, what are we doing here?
Without the literal power pad, that game has nothing.
Yeah.
Sin and Punishment.
Yeah, so this would be like middle of the road for me, I think. Sin and Punishment's cool.
Sin and Punishment's very cool. Sin and Punishment Star Successor on Wii worked so well with the pointer. I would love to see this with the mouse, because it's a rail shooter, and a mouse is pretty much the perfect input for that. Yeah, like even more so than the IR pointer. I think a mouse input is perfect for this. So I would say, I would put this. It doesn't beat Battle Clash for me.
Okay,
because that's a hard to top.
Yeah,
but I do think Obama? I like it more than Obama. Yeah, so I'm going to put Sin and Punishment underneath Battle Clash.
Let me be clear. That's my Obama impression. That's all I got. It's just let me be clear.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay, Sing Party. Who the fuck cares? Solar Striker. Also, look, I want to say Solar Striker is some super cool thing. It's fine. It is a perfectly adequate top-scrolling shooter for the original Game Boy. We've never seen or heard from it since. Whatever. Right. Star Fox. Give me all of your Star Fox. Okay, this is going towards the top for me. This is going high. I want them to do Star Fox, and I want them to do it well.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where you want to place this, because I am not a Star Fox guy. Never have been. To me, it's fine.
I love the original Star Fox N64 so very much. I love rail shooters. I love them. And, like, I do understand why we're not just doing that. Like, I don't understand why we're not just doing, like, let's just make the most badass rail shoot. Like, we don't need any more gimmicks. We don't need any more vehicles. Right. We don't need any chicken walkers or dual screen experiences. We just need our wings being awesome. We need fucking Rogue Squadron with Star Fox, and it needs to be faster and goofier. I just want a really badass Star Fox game. It's all I want. I want it to look really cool and explodey.
Do you want it more than Punch-Out?
I don't. There are a few things I want in this world more than Punch-Out.
Right.
I want it
and
more
they're
than
Pro
Excite
Wrestling,
Bike,
Eternal Darkness, Golden Sun, and Kid Icarus. This list.
Yeah.
Those are the few things you want more.
I'm putting it right under Punch-Out. That's where I feel that belongs. Because I love the Excite Bike situation. Yeah. But I mean, come on. Punch-Out is Punch-Out. And it's been longer. Punch-Out's more dude than Star Fox is. Star Fox had Wii U, Punch-Out was Wii. I
agree with that. Like I said, it's not for me. I want to love it. I love on-rail shooters. I like the character designs. It just never really clicked for me.
And, like, you know, it was pushing the boundaries of the Super Nintendo. And then, like, you know, the 64 one is wonderful, but it's an N64 game. It's blocky as fuck.
Right.
We've never had a really good modern Star Fox. We just haven't.
Yeah, no.
And I don't need the Star Fox 2 strategy elements or the Star Fox command strategy elements. I don't need any of that. I just want Star Fox. The original N64, both of those games were just rail shooters. And they were fantastic because they looked cool. Just make Star Fox.
Yeah, I think, like, I'm with you, right? I don't want to see some gigantic budget, huge like this Star Fox. I feel is like, and I don't mean any disrespect by this, I feel it's like a AA property. You know, like give me the AA treatment.
It's not the system seller. It was a system seller on Super NES because it was pushing this amazing polygon pushing technology on the Super Nintendo. Right. It was a system seller on N64 because it introduced force feedback. But, like, we're not there anymore, and that's fine. It doesn't need to be the system seller, but, you know, make it one of your B tiers, your second levels. You know, like it's not your Mario and Donkey Kong and Zelda, but, like, it could be your Metroid tier stuff. It should be, like, right there. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this is a tough one. Star Tropics.
Man, I think you and I love this game a lot more than other people. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe,
but I feel like
I don't know.
You and I are the people that bring this game up way more than anybody else that I've heard. But, like, for me, this would be pretty high up here. Like, I would want a new Star Tropics more than Balloon Kid.
Yep. It's
just such a cool world, and they're great characters, and it's a great story. Do I want it more than Excite Bike? I think so.
Yeah?
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, I definitely want it more than Star Fox, but I don't think you do.
I'm not willing to bend that far, but I'll put it above Excite Bike. I'll do that. I love Star Tropics.
It's just so clever. And it's been so long, and man, there's really good ideas there.
I can't imagine you care about Starfy.
Nope.
I can't imagine you care about Steel Diver.
No. I mean, I do love steel diving, but, you know.
Stunt Race. I want this about the same as I want 1080, because it's a similar situation.
Yeah, I feel that's fair.
So I'm going to throw that right under 1080. I want it about the same as I want that, because it's a unique kind of racing game, very different, obviously, but it's the same kind of want.
Yeah.
I mean, Style Savvy right at the top of the list, obviously.
100%.
Teleroboxer is interesting.
It's fine. I mean, I feel like you could just bake in some of that into Punch-Out or whatever, which I know, again, very, very different. I understand.
Like, mechanically, they're not that different. But, like,
right.
The thing about Teleroboxer is that the robot designs are so fucking good. Like, they're so weird. It's so interesting. I feel like this could be a really interesting, like, sister series to something like that.
Yeah.
But then you also have Battle Clash, but Battle Clash is more shooty. I think this belongs somewhere in this vicinity. I think it belongs between Sin and Punishment and Battle Clash.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That feels about right.
I mean, it's Punch-Out with giant robots. It's Rock'em Sock'em robots, but like... Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Tin Star, I love, but I don't think anything is going to happen with that. I mean, the mouse, just come on. The mouse is perfect for this, but I would be perfectly happy to just see it come back. So I'm going to put Tin Star... I'm going to put this right above Mole Mania.
Okay.
Just because I don't know how much more there is to do with it other than just make more of it and have it be silly. Oh, Uniracers I want so bad, but it's impossible.
Why is it impossible?
Because Nintendo's not allowed to make any of the Uniracers anymore because fucking Disney Pixar decided that they own unicycles.
I mean, I feel like there's got to be some sort of way. But this is your list. Dream big, dreamer.
Dream big?
Where do you want it? Yeah.
Where do I want it? Well, in that case, where do I want it? I want it right above Cubivore.
All right.
I fucking love Uniracers.
Uniracers is cool.
Uniracers is so good.
And there's a way to Nintendo the shit out of that concept and, like, come up with their own characters or whatever the fuck, and they're not unicycles. Like, there's a way to do that.
Vegas Stakes, whatever. Vertical Force, whatever.
Yeah.
Wario Land.
That I would also put really, really high. Like, for me, that is above Star Fox. For me.
I would agree. It doesn't beat Punch-Out for me, but I agree. It does not. That goes up there. That goes up there. A new Wario Land. Fucking do it.
Like, especially after seeing what they're doing with Donkey Kong and Bonanza, like, just give me some new Wario thing, make it awesome and fucking weird, and please have Treasure develop it, because I fucking love Treasure games.
And they made Wario World, which was weird.
Which is just so cool, but, like, just give me something. Something, man.
Wild Gunman and X are also kind of nothings, so the last one we have is Wave Race.
Wave Race, I think, kind of hits in that 1080 snowboarding stunt race thing.
Yeah.
Kind of right in that.
I want it more than 1080, so I'm going to put it there.
Yeah.
All right. This was an extraordinary amount of time.
It was the list I originally texted to you was so much smaller than this.
Yeah. This was meant to be short and easy, so I think we're going to shorthand the rest of this episode. But...
because we just went through 57... No, there's more than 57.
Oh, there's more than 57. This bottom tier... Like, I'm not even going to bother rereading the bottom tier. That's just all the fucking nonsense. So let's just do the top 20.
Top 20. From 20 down to 1?
20 down to 1.
All right.
20.
So we had
1080 snowboarding.
Yep.
Then Wave Race, Cubivore, Uniracers, Pilotwings, Rob the Robot, NES-style sports, Elite Beat Agents, Earthbound, The Mysterious Motorasami Castle, Balloon Kid / Fight, Excite Bike Truck Bots, Star Tropics, Star Fox, Wario Land, Punch-Out, Pro Wrestling, Eternal Darkness, Golden Sun, and Kid Icarus.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really good list. I'm very very satisfied with where those things ended up.
Same
between
here.
The two of us.
That was a lot of fun, and I'm so fucking tired. It's a good thing we don't have a lot of week-old news. All right, everybody, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some week-old news, and then we're going to take another break and talk about what we've been up to, which, for me, was really easy. Work. So, listen to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from Geekade.com. Stick around.
Do you enjoy the Stone Age Gamer podcast and other shows on the Geekade Podcast Network? Do you wish you could listen to them sooner than the regular unwashed masses? Do you wish you could contribute in some way? Well, then you should check out the Geekade Patreon. Yes, the Geekade Patreon is a wonderful and very much appreciated way for you to help us pay the bills and keep our shows running week after week. As a Geekade patron, you'll get a monthly podcast topic schedule and early access to nearly every show on the Geekade Podcast Network, as well as access to a patron-exclusive monthly show called DC's Amazing Movie Time from the creators of the Weekend Rental podcast. So head on over to patreon.com/Geekade and become a loved and appreciated member of the Geekade Patreon team and get early access to shows like the Stone Age Gamer podcast, this week's episode, Turning Tracks, and a whole lot more. See you there.
When you hear the words cross-stitch, you probably think of a grandma lovingly making a Christmas stocking, a picture of a lighthouse, or maybe a Bible verse with flowers. But that's not what we do at Shoot the Moon Stitches. We take the old-fashioned art of cross-stitch and pair it with contemporary themes and imagery to create striking works of art that make the perfect gift for anyone who grew up with the internet and has a wicked sense of humor and an appreciation for pop culture. From cult favorite TV shows and movies, to retro video games, to TikTok trends. If it's made you smile, chances are we've stitched it. You can shop our selection of art and gifts by going to Etsy.com and searching Shoot the Moon Stitches. For all your fun, feminist, fandom fiber art needs, visit Shoot the Moon Stitches.
All right, everybody, we are back, and it is time to talk about what's going on at Stone Age Gamer, which once again really isn't a whole lot. It's been an interesting week with some of our distributors are starting to figure out what they need to do about tariffs, so we're also trying to figure out what we're doing about prices and stuff. So it hasn't been a super fun week.
No, it's just so much. Like, and there's so many different things that are being impacted, so many different industries, and it's just all over the fucking place.
Yeah. Boo.
Boo hiss.
But I will say this, that just for our podcast listeners, we're giving away a special coupon code for the site. The coupon code is YARS, as in the Atari game YARS, all caps, YARS. This will get you $7 off orders of $50 or more. This coupon code is valid until April 30th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. Limit one use per customer. The $30 threshold is based on order subtitle, does not include shipping and taxes, cannot be combined with other coupon codes, and does not apply to pre-ordered items. Once again, the coupon code is YARS for $7 off $50 or more. Enjoy, you freaky alien bugs. And with that, it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everyone's favorite segment. Strap your balls in for week-old news.
Whoa! Jesus. I usually do, but...
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Week Old News, where we talk about all the news that was new a week ago. And I guess the one thing that we should talk about first is that today we got official word from Nintendo about the Switch 2 stuff. Now I'm trying to find that story. It was posted in our Discord, and it didn't make it into my list today. So let me go grab the link out of the old Discord jobby job. Okay, so Nintendo themselves report, Nintendo maintains Nintendo Switch 2 pricing, retail pre-orders to begin April 24th in the US. So, basically, what we've got is the system and the system bundle are staying the same price. So the Switch 2 is still $449, the Switch 2 bundle is $499. Mario Kart, they did not drop the price. They did not listen to the masses. They said, fuck you, this game's $80. You will get a straw and you will suck it up.
That's right.
There was a Mario Kart Direct that was, that felt very much like, one of those, this could have been an email kind of things,
It did. It looks awesome.
It looks phenomenal. I had a blast watching it. It was the most enjoyable nothing burger I've ever eaten. But still, there really didn't... Bill Trinan, was writing checks that he couldn't cash there. Just like with the Switch 2 welcome tour, we was like, I think that when you see the what we show off in Treehouse Live, I think you're gonna see what justifies the price. And then they showed it off and were like, no, this is exactly what we thought it was. It's a tech demo.
Yeah.
There is not something extra special and wonderful and lovely here. So no, I still think that it's overpriced. And that's exactly what happened with Mario Kart. There's something more. There's more than what we've seen in the trailer. Like, okay, all right, cool. I'm very curious. What are you going to show me? Oh, you can collect coins in the overworld. That's cool.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. Like, the way his IGN interview read to me, and that, like I said in our Discord, like maybe this was just the way I interpreted it, but it really felt like there was something coming, because he specifically called out the free roaming, like driving around part. Like, okay, like collecting coins. Does that unlock something? Like, what does that do?
Somebody said the free roaming felt a little empty, and he was like, "Oh no, I think you're going to be really impressed." Okay, I mean, yeah, hitting P switches and collecting coins and maybe unlocking outfits and characters. Who knows what it's going to actually be like? They didn't really go too deep into it, but it didn't really seem like there's a whole lot more going on there. So hey, whatever. But anyways, Mario Kart World.
I mean, I'm still sold on it. You know what I mean?
Here.
Like,
100%.
It did nothing to lessen my enthusiasm for the game. I just don't think that was the right way to phrase it when you have people who are so outwardly, loudly concerned on the internet, right, about the price of things. When you then say things like, I think you're going to be surprised and blah, 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 like in all of these different things that have been said, I feel like you got to come with a little bit more than that.
But there was also nothing in this trailer that couldn't have been in the initial direct. Like, this didn't need to be its own separate direct.
No, it didn't.
Like, we learned about higher jumping, being able to collect coins, do little mini missions while you're in free roam mode. Like,
yeah, like all that's fine.
It.
Yeah, like
it's neat. I'm glad the new items look great.
Yeah, sure. For it to be a direct on its own, I really felt like that had to end with, and all additional content will be free, or whatever. Yeah, like
double dash mode, or
something.
A new kind of competitive, or new battle mode that
or a
hasn't
story
been seen
mode.
Before. Or a story mode, yeah.
Something. But again, like, none of this is to say that I don't feel that this game is going to be worth the money. I 100% believe that this game is going to be awesome and is going to be worth the money. I know I've seen a lot of complaints that, like, it's almost a step backwards from Double Dash, from Deluxe, because it has less tracks and less this and like, I don't fucking care. I think this is going to be outstanding.
I hard disagree with that statement. In the overall amount of content, sure, it's a step back from the Booster Course Pass version of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because that's an insane amount of content. It would be obscene to expect that to be the standard going forward. There's like 85,000 tracks in Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, like that would be a wild thing to launch with.
Maybe World will get there, but it's like, if the next Smash Brothers game doesn't literally have every character ever in it, it's a disappointment, because you're going to get that.
Right.
But that I don't think that's a reasonable expectation
I don't think so
think
either.
that somebody would even try to make a game like that. So,
because where do you go from there?
Exactly. You got to do something different, and that's where we were with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with the Booster Course Pass. Where do you go from there? You got to just do something different. That's what they're doing. I'm into that. So anyway,
I think it's going to be great.
Mario Kart World and Bonanza are still $70 and $80. It's all of the accessories. It looks like all the accessories got a bump by $5.
Which sucks.
So it does suck, but also I believe that's where I think that's the most sensible place to put the tariff price on. And, if I'm looking at this from a business owner perspective, which I am not one, but that seems to be the place that makes the most sense to me. If you're not going to just eat all of the tariff pricing,
right? Which
I'm sure they are to a degree out of the hardware. But I think the accessories, I think that's where you got to do it from. So, it kind of sucks, but $5 more here, $5 more there. It is what it is, and this is we're going to be seeing this on all kinds of stuff. So I'm okay. I'm not doing cartwheels. I hate the fact that we have to deal with this in the first place.
Sure.
This is the world that we live in, and at least they didn't bump up the system prices to like $600.
Not yet.
Not yet. It is
we
possible
got time.
Things could change. Yeah, things could change down the road because this could get worse. And knowing Sony
has raised the price of the PlayStation a few times because they've had to.
We've got a story coming up about that.
This is probably the cheapest the Switch 2 is going to be.
Probably.
For a while. You know, I would recommend, and I think it was mentioned in our Discord too, if you plan on getting one and you have the disposable income, do it sooner rather than later.
Yeah, there is a chance it'll go up. I feel in my heart of hearts that Nintendo won't raise the price of the platform. I think they'll find other ways to make up that money. I don't know what that is, but something tells me that just because of how financially solvent the company is, that they can't afford to not raise the price of the system.
I hope so. That would be great.
I think that might be their course of action, but then again, we're in unprecedented times. But yeah, Joy-Cons are $95.
That's so much money for a fucking Joy-Con. Holy shit!
It's
that feels. I mean, that doesn't feel good.
It doesn't. It is technically two controllers. I see it, but that's beefy. That's beefy.
Yeah, that feels bad, and that's why I've kind of been sticking with this idea, right, of why it feels to me a little bit worse, if not the same level as bad as the PlayStation launch, is because the PS3 launch, is back then when the PS3 came out and it was like $600 and everybody was like, holy fuck, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of money. And it was bad. It was a bad reaction, and the system did not sell very well at the beginning and all of that. But we also didn't exist in this outrage clickbait shit that we exist in now, where everybody is just piling on misinformation on top of misinformation. So that to me is why, because then you say oh my god, Joy-Cons are $95. Oh fuck, that hurts. And I can just imagine the videos and shit that are going to come out about that.
Right.
Because that kind of negative engagement farming is just where we live currently.
Right.
And it sucks.
Nothing makes money quite like the grift, you know?
And I fucking hate it. Yeah, God, I hate it.
As do I.
Anyways,
moving right along. Shuffling right along. We've got the next Thursday, the 24th, we're doing pre-orders. I'm hoping to get mine. I really want to pre-order it at Best Buy so that I can be at their midnight launch. And take some time off of work. I'm going to put in for some vacation time. As soon as I have my pre-order in hand, as soon as I have that secured, I'm going to be putting in for a couple of days off. I'm just going to enjoy myself. That's
awesome. That's what you should, man.
Yeah. Granted, GameStop is also doing midnight releases, it seems. All stores, June 5th. Let's see. So Switch 2 pre-orders begin in-store when doors open on April 24th, 2025, and online at 11 a.m. Eastern on the same day. So, yeah, I'm still waiting to hear what's going on with Best Buy. That's where I would prefer to get it.
Sure.
Because I don't ever want to give GameStop money if I can help it.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, we will see. Anyways, moving right along, shuffling to the next story here. This one has been a swirling around in my brain all week long. Because the story came out that Switch 2 split fiction owners can apparently use GameShare to invite Nintendo Switch players. This comes from Nintendo Life. Apparently, some people kind of assumed this was the case. I thought this was super unclear during the Direct. And I'm clearly not the only one, because there's a whole Nintendo Life story about the fact that this is something that's interesting here. So I think fewer people assumed this was going to be the case than not. So during the Nintendo Direct, they showed specifically a bunch of Switch 1 games working on Switch 2 and mentioned that those specific Switch 1 games would be shareable from Switch 2 to Switch 1.
Right.
Then they said that there were going to be Switch 2 games that are compatible with GameShare. To me, that meant they will be going from Switch 2 to Switch 2. It would be crazy to think that this GameShare thing would work from a Switch 2 to a Switch 1. But then I learned that the technology they're using for GameShare is totally different from DS Download Play. Or even download, because they made that connection of I feel like they made the connection of Download Play during the Direct. But even if they didn't, that was kind of what came into my head. They were this is similar to DS Download Play, but it's not Download Play at all. They're utilizing the same technology that powered the Wii U to stream the information and basically slave the screen of a different device.
Right.
So what I had predicted and hoped in my video about dual screen, I want to be able to use a Switch 1 as a Wii U gamepad. You fucking can.
Yeah.
That's built in. We can do that now. So Split Fiction is the one that's opening up the door on that. If I get Split Fiction, I can play on the TV and I can give Karen the Switch and she can play on the Switch while I play on the TV or vice versa. And we can both have our own screens. And that opens up the door for some really cool shit. Obviously, co-op games like Split Fiction, that's a really cool thing to be able to do. Other games like Mario Kart, any other games that want to do this download play thing, that's fucking fantastic. That you will be able to use your existing Switch 1 as an accessory for the Switch 2 in games that allow it. And I would like to think that games will.
Please fucking port Pac-Man Versus.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Because this theoretically opens the door for Pac-Man Versus. Well, I mean, Pac-Man Versus is already on Switch 1, so I feel like there should be a really easy way to make that work better on Switch 2 with a very simple update. 1 second here. I want to see Kirby's Epic Yarn. I want to see that get ported because the thing about Epic Yarn on Wii U is that it was a neat game, but you had to play it. So Epic Yarn is perfect because not only could you do this whole dual screen thing, but really, so the problem with it on Wii U is that it had this gorgeous claymation style that you couldn't tell because you couldn't see the detail on the Wii U gamepad because the screen was such resolution. A Switch 1 screen would look perfect for that. But what would be even better for it is if you just nix the dual screen thing entirely and just play it with a fucking mouse, which you can do on the Switch 2. You could make a new Nintendo Land and have optional mini games that would use a Switch 1 as a second screen to play all the original Nintendo Land stuff. You could do 4 Swords on here. We can do DS and 3DS, Nintendo Switch Online emulation kind of things if you have a Switch as a second screen. And we can do this now. We can do this. It is possible. I don't know that it's going to happen, but this proves it's possible. And that is fucking cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential there to do really, really cool shit.
And if there's one thing in this world I like, it's tacos. But if there's another thing I like, it's potential to do really cool things with Nintendo platforms.
Yeah.
I want to use my existing Switch as a controller. Come on, give me... Let's just do 100. Let's just do that. That sounds like a great plan. Yeah, that's right. I'm muttering to myself. Next up, time extension reports. First it was floods. Now the Retro Computer Museum counts the cost of a break-in. So apparently the Retro Computer Museum in the UK it just got done recovering from flood damage. Has been hit with a break-in. Says the article, a masked intruder broke into the till and stole collection buckets before exiting the building. I mean, fuck right off, whoever you are.
What a dick. Leave the retro game shit alone. Go rob a bank.
The retro computer
Fucking
museum.
coward.
This is what you're gonna. This is where you're gonna focus your thievery and fuck off. Fuck all the way off.
Yeah.
Steal from the rich or something.
Eat a dick.
What a
Yeah,
shitload
right?
of fuck.
Eat a shitload of fuck, you asshole.
Time Extension also reports online sleuths discover amazing screenshots of lost Mario Land Virtual Boy game. This is super cool. I've seen these screenshots before, but never in this fidelity.
Right.
These are the cleanest versions of these screenshots I've ever seen. They are marvelous. I would love to see a build of this game. Because something exists, we've seen it playing. Like,
yeah.
There is gameplay footage of this in the world. So there is a playable build of this somewhere in the hallowed halls of Nintendo, and I want it to come out into the world. I want somehow to play Virtual Boy Mario Land. Just whatever there is.
Whatever there is. It's probably in somebody's closet, like the fucking Sony PlayStation that Kudaragi's got. He's
Right,
like, oh yeah,
yeah.
I just have this here. Oh, you guys care about this? Oh, no shit.
It's missing a button. I don't care. It's around here somewhere.
It's I don't know. I use it as a paperweight. It's like the fucking scene in the first Loki. Where they like, oh, Infinity Stones? Yeah, we use them as paperweights.
Yeah. I've always loved that. Like when, what was it? When they did the Marvel DC crossover and fucking Darkseid gets the Infinity Stones and he's just like, hey, this just doesn't work. They just don't work.
Yeah.
Because it's tied to the universe. Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that. I love that these
that's
these
awesome.
things have been found. That's marvelous. So this came from, let's see, there was a some sort of, what am I looking at here? I'm looking at this full thread here, which is completely insane.
Okay.
It's Discmaster finds. So this was some sort of like hard drive that got emptied out, and there was some Sonic screensavers, Sonic Heroes puzzle, like there's a bunch of Sonic stuff, some like pictures from Space Ghost Coast to Coast, some old Cartoon Network stuff like Two Stupid Dogs, Mr. T putting Mr. Clean in a headlock for some reason.
Sure.
Why not? And then you get a little bit more video game stuff. Here's some screenshots, full promotional game screenshots, a lot of which were uploaded by Nintendo of America themselves from like an earlier build of Mario 64, some Killer Instinct. What is this one? I don't recognize this one. That looks like Lobo. So this is some sort of DC fighting game. That's weird. And then there's the Virtual Boy screenshots, which are fucking great. So
That's awesome.
I love it when we find this old shit.
It's
Good
very
job,
cool.
video
Very,
games.
very cool.
And our last story is what we mentioned earlier. Polygon reports Sony is raising the price of the PS5 again. So let's see here. In Europe, the price of the PS5 Digital Edition is now $4.99. That's £50 increase, and now £100 more than the PS5 Digital Edition's launch price in Europe, which was $3.99. So that thing's gone up by $100. Fucking
Yeah,
yikes.
that sucks. That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
There's no good way to spin that.
Nope.
Like it's just the world we live in. That fucking sucks, man.
Yeah. Tech should not be getting more expensive.
No, that's not the way it's supposed to go.
As time goes, it's supposed to get cheaper.
Yeah, no. What's okay about it is that wages are obviously steadily rising for everybody.
Indeed, we can afford this.
Yeah, jobs are super easy to come by for most people.
Yeah.
So, like none of this is a problem anyway. It's just fucking wild, man. It's just wild. I cannot recall a time where the things that we were buying got more expensive, like as far as like video games or CDs or like any of that shit is concerned.
Yeah, it's pretty unprecedented. And like you've said before, I could really go for some precedented times.
I could go for some precedented times. Like the only other thing where I see this happening is in like action figures and shit, because those have gotten just wildly expensive to the point where I've started ordering like bootleg shit from China, like, directly. But for example, the Jada Toys Street Fighter figures are really nice figures. They're in line with everything else. They're about $25 a piece, which is still fucking crazy to me. That, like, I'm buying Marvel Legends and this, like, 6-inch scale figures at $25. When I started buying them 20 years ago, they were $8. Just like, fucking Jesus Christ. But the most recent wave just started hitting, like, Walmarts and shit, and they're up to $30 now. And it's like, gee, like, $30 for a fucking toy? Like, all right. You know, I mean, okay. At some point, this shit... Yeah, like, at some point, this shit just starts to get... Like, your hobbies just get too expensive, you know? It's so weird. But it's especially weird with technology. Everything we know is that technology is supposed to get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper until that next generational leap, and then now we're back up at full price, and then we get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and, you know...
That's just not how it's going anymore.
Just sucks. Just sucks on toast.
It does. It does that. Yes,
Ooh,
indeed.
it is.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. All right.
Well, that wraps up week-old news. A little bit of shorter week-old news, but again, we're in this weird news period right now where the news is just like tariffs. Things are on fire.
Everything sucks.
Go to bed. So, with that, we're going to take ourselves another quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about what we've been up to, kind of things we've been doing. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer Podcast from Geekade.com. Stick around.
We are Safe at Home, the leading dog rescue in the heart of New Jersey. Are you searching for a loyal companion, a dog that will bring love and joy to your home? Look no further than Safe at Home. At Safe at Home, we believe in giving every dog a second chance. We rescue, rehabilitate, and find loving forever homes for dogs in need, right here in the Garden State. Our dogs are ready to make a lasting impact on your life. Each one has a unique story, a wagging tail, and an incredible capacity for love. When you adopt from Safe at Home, you're not just gaining a pet, you're becoming a part of our family. Our dedicated team ensures a seamless adoption process, providing ongoing support and guidance. With New Jersey's beautiful parks, beaches, and trails, you and your new furry friend will have endless opportunities for adventures and cherished memories. Safe at Home relies on the support of compassionate individuals like you. Your donations and volunteer work enable us to continue saving lives and finding forever homes for these amazing dogs. Join us in creating a safer, happier community for dogs in New Jersey. Together we can make a difference and give every dog the chance to feel safe at home. Visit our website or call us now to learn about how you can be a part of the Safe at Home mission. Safe at Home, because every dog deserves to be loved and protected. www.safeathomerescue.org.
Hey, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Andy. Neither of us are David Crane, but we are the hosts of David Crane's Amazing Movie Time.
That's our monthly Geekade Patreon exclusive podcast that covers movies that are cult classics, weird, or just sometimes laughably bad.
We ourselves have at least two of those qualities, so I guess it makes sense to hear what we think of those movies in retrospect.
You can hear all that and more by becoming a Geekade Patreon supporter.
And, as always, be kind, rewind.
No way! Hey guys, Vestlord Dean DeFalco here, and if you like when I get on the mic here, good news. I'm in other places too. The Vestlord is on YouTube, the Vestlord is on Twitch, the Vestlord is on Substack. He's everywhere you want him to be, he's everywhere you need him to be. Find all the links in the show notes, but for those who can't wait and need a taste this instant, head over to Substack, vestlord.substack.com. check out what I'm writing over there. New articles every week, and my writing will always remain free. Till next week, muchachos y muchachas, deuces.
Okay, we are back. We're back. We're still conscious. It's 9:49. I'm still alive. We have a little bit of listener mail going through. We got another check-in from Devin Cooley, who's been the one who's been listening to the podcast from the beginning.
Yeah.
He's finally starting to catch up here. So Devin says, "It happened. I finally reached the episode where you read my email. It is currently really late, but a bunch of great stuff happened specifically today, so I'll be super brief, unlike my first email. Edit, this was a lie." So let's see. Yesterday, April 16th, was my birthday, but I took that to just relax. I spent today with family. 1. Today was, as above, the day I reached the email episode. That was super fun. Really made me rethink the whole Switch issue in a different light. You were all, after all, coming off the Wii U. Helped make way more sense when I thought about it in that context. 2. I believe this episode, or maybe the one right before it, was when you first got to talk about World Championship NES Edition. This week is week 40, and this week I am now 40. I find this neat. That's a good point. This is the 40th week of that. Let's see. Yeah. Number 3.
I'm still seeing them, I just saw them physically in Best Buy the other day, which blew my mind. I thought those would have been sold through immediately.
Yeah, I would have thought that too, but, here we are.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Sorry, one second here.
I was going to say, you realized you stopped reading out loud, right?
Yeah, no, sorry. All right, number 3. I got a 7800 Plus for my birthday. Heck yeah. I have absolutely no experience with the 7800, and my memories of my 2600 are super limited. It was my first console, though. But I am very excited to pick up a few titles for it, and playing my 2600 games on a non-RF connection is so good. I agree with you there. Important question. Is there a 4-player tank game, or am I just misremembering Combat 35 years later? I've never played Warlords, so I'll be bringing that to play with the family next week. Maybe that's what I had been thinking of all this time. I have no idea. I have the box, but there's no game art. And I don't have the manual, so there's simply no possible way for me to ever discover the answer on my own. I don't think there's as far as I know, there's no 4-player tank game on 2600.
I don't think so.
I think you're conflating Combat and Warriors and Warlords. That's what I think is happening. Yeah.
Warlords is dope, though.
Yeah, Warlords is great. That is 4 players.
Yeah.
And it's fucking great. Okay, number 4. Dan will love this part especially. Got a collection of 9 PS2 games in the mail today. One of them is, I think, Dan's favorite PS2 game. My favorite, maybe favorite game? Favorites are impossible. I could only offer a nebulous list of favorites. I don't think I could ever pick one personally. Yeah. I bought the collection for Tekken 4 as I'm currently missing any Tekken game, and either 3 or 4 is my favorite, not sure currently. Hell, trying to keep this short is utterly failed. Anyway, did Dan guess yet? What's the favorite game?
Favorite PS2 game?
Yeah.
God,
or possibly favorite game ever.
Or possibly favorite game ever. God, that's so hard. It's so hard. Fuck. Katamari. Solid. God of War. God of War 2. Tokyo Extreme Racer 0. Fuck, I don't know what.
Metal Gear Solid 3.
Okay, Solid 3. Yeah, and 2. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, Solid. Fucking. Oh, God, there's just so much. Is Solid 3 my favorite? It's definitely my favorite Metal Gear. Is it my favorite of all time? It might be. I agree. Like, I don't know that I can pick a favorite list either. God, I can't wait for that fucking remake. Snake Eater. Oh, I'm so fucking excited. God damn it.
Continuing on, he said, I'm not actually sure I've played 2, and I know I haven't played 3. I need to, I know. I hope I will, but I'm like, look, my backlog could easily take me in a fight at this point. It dwarfs me and looms over me as I sit at my PC.
Yeah,
number 5.
Same. Yeah. Please play 3. Please, 2 is great. Please play 3. Or if you have a modern console, I don't remember if we discussed that. If you have like the current gen, maybe wait for the remake. I don't know how much different it's going to be, but 3 is just so good.
Number 5, writing this at 11:30 when I try to be in bed at 11 was a mistake. Do I even have a 5th point? Oh, I think I just wanted to go over some random points. I've managed to get through 10 years of podcasting in like 9 months. It's so weird having blasted through a decade of the lives of you guys so quickly.
That is wild, man.
From
we are
Kris
in very, very different places than where we started.
We are indeed. From Kris discussing what game he was going to show his kids first, to Dan's health fun times, which I am assuming is now a Futurama head in a jar attached to a Steam Deck after having 4-inch gallbladder removed from his neck. Did I get that right?
Yes. I think that's what happened. I'm not entirely sure. Good God.
I haven't actually gotten to that part yet. I'm just assuming. And not just SAG, but Waveback and another podcast I threw in there, Retrospectives. And I'm worried I might end up stuffing Weekend Rental or something once I catch up at the end, going back through all that.
I mean, there's a lot of good comic book podcasting on the old Paper Cuts podcast.
Yeah, there you go. Dig up Paper Cuts. Dive into that insanity.
Yeah, you want to hear some shit come off the rails in a big bad way. Oof.
Let's see here. All right, number 6. I need to end this, and that's what this point is. I was going to talk about how my own collection has grown since I started collecting last year, thanks to visiting the Stone Age Gamer physical store, but I'll save the details for Discord when I can more easily post pics. So just a little while longer, I'm almost caught up. Thanks for the fantastic times, you two. Dean, Evan, Matt, Tiff as well. Here's looking forward to another 10 years. P.S. Another thing I got today was physical copies of The Messenger. New physical releases from Devolver Digital. I'm sure Kris must know these exist. Yes. My sister-in-law texted me earlier in the week and asked if you should pick one up for $35 and for which console, and I said yes to both. It comes with a DLC even, way better than the OG releases and their triple digit price tags. I don't know where to find them online though, but they're real and currently cheap. Good luck. Yes, I did order a new copy of The Messenger, so I have a physical version of that headed my way, as well as ordered the soundtrack on vinyl, which also got reprinted. Yes, good stuff. Very happy. So, hey, congratulations, Devin. Thanks for playing catch up on the podcast. Thanks for listening to it. And thanks for reminding me that Dan had gallbladder problems, because I actually the cancer just completely erased that from my memory.
Right? It's been a hell of a year and a half, man.
It really has. You've been up to a lot.
I have really, really had my fill of hospitals and doctors. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But also, happy birthday, Devin.
Yeah,
fuck, man,
birthday.
40. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's the new 20, is what people say.
So what have you been up to, huh? What's new in the life and times of Dan Ryan?
Oh, we've had a relatively busy week here at the old homestead. We decided to. So it's weird, right? When I first got diagnosed with a lymphoma, we had our bedroom set up the way we had our bedroom set up, and Tiff got it in her head that if something were to happen to me and I didn't make it through, that there was no way she could sleep in the bedroom with the way that it was configured. So we moved the bedroom around, because that was just what she wanted to do. She was like, I can't put it like, I can't have it like this anymore. We need to move it. And the way that we moved the bedroom really wasn't entirely functional. But it was different enough to where she felt okay. So then this week I was like, all right, this sucks. We got some new furniture for the bedroom, so I ended up dismantling this big old solid dresser because I couldn't get it back out of. I don't know how we got it in the room, but I could not get it back out of the room. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'm taking it apart," and I just beat the shit out of this dresser, put the new stuff in, and we rearranged the room. Now that I'm fine, and we're like, "All right, let's actually put this back to a functional way to do it." So most of this week has been going through like a lot of clothes and getting rid of stuff and organizing and cleaning and like all of that stuff, because we have this problem, right, where I have and Tiff has enough clothes to where I legitimately don't have to do laundry for like a month and a half. Like, other than like socks and underwear. You know what I mean? Like, I can wear the same, like, different pairs of pants and shirts and not repeat an outfit for over a month, which is a problem. That's too many fucking clothes to have. Because what happens is I go, well, I don't need to do the laundry today because I have so many other clean clothes. And then it becomes a fucking situation when I have
need to do laundry ever again.
Yeah. Until I have to do laundry, and then it's like, well, this is the only thing I can do for the next 6 years because I just have so much of it. So it's been a lot of like cleaning up and going through stuff and like getting rid of things and just trying to reset our lives here, because obviously going through chemo, going through like even before chemo, like thinking that I was going to be in that situation and thinking that I was going to get very sick, which I obviously did. Our lives have kind of been on hold, basically since around this time last year. You know, around this time last year is really when I started thinking like, there's potentially something wrong here. You know, there's definitely something wrong. You know, and I think back to that time, and we really did, everything just kind of stopped and like went on hold. So now that we're through all that, it's trying to find time to put everyone's life back together. So that's kind of been the bulk of this week as far as like personal stuff is concerned. We did finish Daredevil this week, which was absolutely fantastic. We did watch Venom: The Last Dance. 10 out of 10, no notes. Movie was fucking perfect for what it's not a good Venom movie. I don't know what it is. What it's doing, it's fucking great. I absolutely adore those movies. They're terrible Venom movies, but man, are they fucking fun to just watch whatever the fuck Eddie Brock is doing in those films, or Thomas Hardy. Outstanding. Like I said, 10 out of 10, no notes. I started reading this book this week called Good Game, No Rematch, and it's written by Mike Druckmann, I think is the author. And he's worked for Nintendo before. He's worked for SNL. He's a writer, stand-up comedian. And it's just basically his life through video games in different time periods. And it's pretty good. He is reading the book. Good Game, No Rematch. But it is going back. He's around our age. So he's talking about, when he first got the Nintendo and Super Nintendo and, his group of friends in high school and, being the group of kids that really got associated.
Mike Drucker. There we go.
Mike Drucker. Did I say Druckmann? I did, right? Yeah, Mike Drucker. But like his group of friends was the group that got singled out when Columbine happened, which like, same, I get that. That was my group of friends too. Because we were those kids and we played Doom and God forbid. And, it's just kind of, it's a cool book. It's not the best video game life story book that I've ever read, but there's some funny shit in there. His voice is kind of annoying though. So listening to him read it, there's some parts where I'm like, it's a little, gets a little grating at times, but it's a fun book. There's some fun stories in there. And then I started a bunch of games this week. So okay. I picked up, there was a Humble Bundle, for $14. It is still going on, right now. I think it goes for, oh God. Let me see. I'm pulling it up just to have it in front of me. So it's an 8-game bundle. It's called the Return to Metroidvania bundle. and it ends in 11 days from the date of recording this podcast. So I guess that would be 4 days from when everybody else gets to hear it if you are not a Patreon subscriber because you're a cheap ass. So it's got, for the minimum you can pay for the full bundle is $14. And you get Monster Sanctuary, Shantae and the Seven Sirens, Islets, Astalon, Tears of the Earth, Biogun, Berserk Boy, Grime, and Gato Roboto. And that seemed like a worthwhile $14 to me. I had been looking at this Berserk Boy game for a little bit. It looked really cool. And that was like on sale on Steam for $10 by itself. So I said, sure, for another $4, I'll grab the rest of these. So I started playing Gato Roboto this week. As you've met, I mean, that game came out in 2019. And I know you talked about it, Kris, and I'm sure a bunch of our listeners have played it. But for anybody who hasn't played it, it's fucking awesome. It's such a great little game. I love it a whole bunch. I got stuck today on the, I think it's the third boss where the mouse is in the fucking like lava and he's like shooting the shit up at you, and you just get the phase ability at that point where you can kind of jump or phase through the fucking fire. So I just got up to that boss fight and I lost like 2 or 3 times in a row. I went, all right, I'm too tired for this. I will come back to it later. But just an awesome little game. Love the shit out of that. I had mentioned last week that my cousin sent me Sekiro. So I started playing that this week. And surprisingly enough, I suck at the From Software games, and I suck at this one too. I love it. It's awesome. And it feels like a really bloody fucking update of like Tenchu and, you know, kind of in that Ghost of Tsushima vibe. It's an absolutely gorgeous game. The storytelling is great. The visuals are great. It controls perfectly, but it is a From Software game. It is a Souls-like. It is very, very, very hard. And while I am physically feeling a lot better, my hands are still not back to normal. It's going to be months and months until they are back to normal. So trying to play a very intense, very specific game like Sekiro is difficult, right? Because I know you know this, Kris, because you're a big From Software guy.
Oh, huge.
But for the people that don't know, like the Dark Souls games and Elden Ring to a point, a little bit less than Dark Souls, I think. But Dark Souls for sure, a lot of the combat in that is very evasion heavy, right? So you're blocking and you're like dodging and rolling and getting out of the way and all that kind of thing. In Sekiro, it's very counter based. So you're parrying a lot of enemy strikes and just trying to get that timing down while also moving around the map and just trying to get my hands to do what I need them to do in order to be successful at a Souls-like game is frustrating. But I do think it's actually going to end up being a good thing for me because it's kind of exercising those muscles and those nerves and kind of trying to wake them up a little bit more. So really, really digging that game. It's absolutely gorgeous. It really, really, and this is an old game too. Like Sekiro came out in 2019 as well. So, but I'm really digging that. The main thing though, like I played some more Speedstorm this week. They've been doing some really cool things for their 2-year anniversary. And with Easter, they gave out a couple free racers. They gave out Oogie Boogie as a free racer, Steamboat Pete from the original Steamboat Willie show. There's been good stuff with that, and Snap had a new update, and Puzzle and Dragons, all those things. The main thing I've been playing this week though is South of Midnight. I picked that up last Friday. I think I bought it like right after we stopped recording. And we've put a few hours into it over the week because the kids want to play it with us. And I was so excited about that game. And it is really, really living up to my expectations, which is just wonderful to see, right? Because I had that game pretty fucking high up on the list, and I liked the previous Compulsion games release, We Happy Few. Like, it's cool, but I didn't have anywhere near the hype or expectation as I did for South of Midnight. And South of Midnight is running absolutely beautifully on the Steam Deck. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous fucking game. I love the way this game looks. I've seen some stuff online where people are having some issues with the jump between the regular like gameplay animation, and then when it gets to cutscenes, it goes into more of a stop motion style. That doesn't bother me. I do see how like that could bother some people. I know like it's bothering Roddy a little bit while we're playing through it. Just because I know that sort of like 12 frames per second stop motion style doesn't always sit well with people. Mm-hmm. But for me, since it's not bothering me, I think it looks absolutely awesome. The voice acting is outstanding. The characters are so fucking cool. Just the whole world that they've built, all of this like Southern Gothic folklore it's just fucking brilliant. The soundtrack is great. Man, I really, really fucking like this game. Just a ton. I'm having such a good time with it. The story is, I saw some stuff online of people like starting to tear the story down, and it was like, yeah, no, I mean, like that figures. They're showing like some like slaves escaping in the South, and the character you play is a weaver, and they have like these special abilities, and they're showing I don't know why I enunciated that so well, but they're fucking like they're showing like when you get like a new skill or whatever, right? It shows like wall running or double jump or whatever the case may be. They're showing a flashback, like a ghost leading slaves to freedom, and the one who was doing it was also a weaver. So you're watching her show off the new move, and then you like do the move. But that's like part of the story, and it's baked into the world. So obviously that is going over very, very well with literally everyone. There's no one that is complaining about that even a little bit. But man, it's fucking awesome. I absolutely love this game. I smile most of the time that we're playing it, except for like the really sad parts. Because there are some really, really sad parts and some emotional things. But man, what a fucking awesome game. Just beautiful.
I'm glad it's living up to your expectations. I know you were pretty jazzed about that one. So
I really, really was. Like so far, I mean, it's game of the year for me right now, but it's also the only game that's come out this year that I've played this year. So I started keeping track this year of things that were new to me for the year. Right. So like looking at the video games that I've played this year, that it's the first time that I've played them. The only one that came out this year so far is South of Midnight. Like everything else I played, Devil in Me, Little Hope, Gato Roboto, like all the other things I played, everything's come out previously. But man, this game is fucking awesome. The soundtrack is so good too. It's so good.
Well, that makes me very happy. I'm glad to hear that that's working out for you.
Yeah, I really, really hope this comes out to other platforms. Like, I hope everybody gets a chance to play this. Because I know not everybody has a computer or a Steam Deck that's capable of running it. Not everybody has an Xbox. But this is very much a game that I think a lot of people should play. Because I just think it's that good.
That certainly looked interesting to me.
Yeah. I think you would like it, man. Like, honestly, I do. You know, I know you're not big into like because it is in the vein of like, the AAA action adventure style games. It's weird. It feels very much like a PlayStation game. Much more like if I had to pick a console that this felt the most at home at, like this feels like that kind of third-person action adventure that Sony does very, very well. Because it's got some elements of Uncharted in it. It's got some elements of God of War, like in some of the combat. You know, it feels very much like a Sony game. But, man, like, it really is fucking awesome. I hope everybody gets a chance to play it.
Nice.
And that's it. That's what I've been up to. I mean, that's a decent amount this week.
That is a decent amount this week.
Yeah.
Let's see. I went to the doctor for my back earlier this week.
That's about the same. That's about,
It's about the same. Finally, trying to take this a little bit more seriously because my back I've been in constant pain since October. And, varying degrees of it, but it hasn't gotten better. And it's, time for me to take that a bit more seriously. I got a new doctor. I finally got a new primary care physician, but I don't think he's one of those folks that doesn't seem to be listening to you when you talk, you know?
Oh, those are fun. I love those guys.
Didn't really get a great feeling off of him when talking to him. So, he's the doctor I have right now, so I went back and chatted with him again. Tried to talk to him about my back. And, basically it's a big old question mark, right? Because, like, it hurts. I can kind of tell the general vicinity of where it hurts, but it kind of hurts in different places in this general vicinity all the time.
Right.
But because it's not sending pains down my leg, he's like, well, it's probably not, like a bone problem. It seems like it's just a muscle problem. I'm like, sure, but it's been hurt since October. It's been 6 months.
Yeah, that's 6 months. That's significant.
Kind of odd that it hasn't healed yet. So he put me on prednisone this week. He's like, we're going to do this for a week. And, if the steroids help it heal, then we're good. If not, then we'll start to see what the next step is. So I've been on prednisone this week, and it's been, odd. I think it's affecting my sleep a little bit. And
yeah, steroids fuck with you, man.
Yeah. So I'm not thrilled about that.
But you are hitting more home runs, which is
I am hitting. That's really what's important. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for the home runs. So yeah, that's been there. But I have been going to the gym every day this week again. I'm still pushing through on that. I did have a fun experience with so I was Ellie's friend. She goes to her friend Aurora's house every week, and they go back and forth. Like one week she's at our house, next week she's at their house.
Yeah.
So I was over there, and I noticed that her Switch is just like her Joy-Cons are fucking destroyed. And her mom was telling me that she was having problems with, like, that Aurora was complaining that her right Joy-Con wasn't working anymore. She couldn't move the camera around in Minecraft. And I was like, so I had her explain it to me. I was like, oh, okay, so you got Joy-Con drift. But, like, I think this was more than Joy-Con drift, because, like, it was clicky, like you move it around, like the analog stick was crunchy when you moved it around.
That's not what you want. Yeah.
That's not what you want. So she bought, again, like it just didn't even occur to her to ask for help. She bought this thing off Amazon, these replacement Joy-Con analog sticks. You open them up and you replace them yourself. Yeah. She bought them, and they were like immediately like 6 levels above her head because she doesn't know tech at all.
Sure.
But I was talking to Aurora, and she was explaining it to me, and she was like, yeah, my mom got these things, but she can figure them out, so she's going to buy me new Joy-Cons. And I went to her, I was like, could I take a swing at repairing those? It's like, oh, they look really difficult. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I love this kind of shit.
Yeah.
So, she gave me the Joy-Cons, and I got to do a Joy-Con analog stick replacement, and it was really freaking fun.
Yeah.
It was a little bit more complicated than I'm used to, but I successfully installed a mode in my Dreamcast. I can do things when I need to. The kit's instructions were a little hard to find, so I had to find a different video online to kind of follow along. And the ribbon cables are so small. Like, I'm not used to dealing with things that are that tiny.
Yeah.
But I was able to fix both of them, the left one and the right one, and Aurora was thrilled, and her mom was thrilled, and she bought me a bag of bagels to say thank you.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like, you don't need to thank. First, I'm not saying no to bagels. I'm not kicking bagels out of bed. All right?
No, never.
Because I was telling her at pickup the other day that I had accidentally burnt my last cinnamon raisin bagel, and I was really sad about that. So she bought me a whole bag of cinnamon raisin bagels to say thank you for fixing the Joy-Cons. Like, oh, you're so nice. But I also said, like, you didn't need to do anything for this. Was just fun. Like, I had always wanted to kind of mess around with one of these things, but I have spare Joy-Cons, so I've never decided to take the risk and just be like, fuck it, I'll just send mine off.
Right.
But she already had the parts, and like these Joy-Cons were already fucking trash, so like I'm not going to do any worse to these things.
Yeah, you really couldn't hurt them at that point.
So I was thrilled. It was a lot of fun. It was like probably about an hour total, a half hour for each Joy-Con, and that was a lot of fun. So
yeah,
so
I did that
neat.
with Roddy's Switch.
Right, I remember
his Switch
back.
Lite. Yeah, he busted off the Joy-Con, or not the Joy-Con, but the analog stick or whatever, and I had to replace it. And like I felt I was a little bit more concerned with that because I was like, well, if I fuck this up, I brick the whole system.
Right? Yeah, it's not just the Joy-Con; it's a whole.
It's not just a Joy-Con,
yeah.
But. Yeah, still, like, it's not the most complicated thing in the world. It was like, somebody else can do this. I can fucking do it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I don't have to solder anything. I'm usually pretty okay.
Right. Yeah. I can put a screw back.
I also wanted to address something we talked about last week. We were talking about the Minecraft movie nonsense and the whole, like, letting kids be kids thing. I've seen a few more videos. No, fuck them kids.
There's a point where, like, you can have fun, but also don't be a fucking asshole about
like,
it.
I know the movie, the director and whatnot is being like, nah, man, this is great. This is fantastic. And it's like, well, I'm sure
you don't gotta clean
that
shit up.
But, like, the people who work in the movie theater, they're probably pretty upset about this shit. The kid snuck a fucking chicken in there. Like,
yeah, that's fucking wild.
Also, like, if I hear my kids say chicken jockey one more time, I'm going to barf all over their faces. I enjoyed the movie, and I think Jack Black's a funny guy, but they're like, every line he's saying is like, and this is a meme now, chicken jockey. And oh my God, they must have said that 50 to 60 times over the course of dinner tonight, and I just wanted to throw spaghetti at their heads, and I wasn't even eating spaghetti.
Yeah, we have not seen it
at the theater. Don't
yeah, we have not seen it. We have seen the videos online. My kids don't really care to see the movie all that much. I'm sure we'll watch it at some point. But yeah, man, like, because on the one hand, it's like there are a ton of people going to the movies to see this movie, and that's awesome because movie theaters are struggling and all of that. But also at the same time, you have like some kid who's making fucking minimum wage, and you guys are throwing thousands of dollars of popcorn around the theaters because it's literally, and that's a fucking wild thing because that's not even an inaccurate statement. Thousands of dollars of popcorn.
Yeah, that's
just holy shit.
Ridiculous statement right there.
Yeah.
But also, like, the other part of this that really pisses me off is that now every studio is going to be trying to replicate this. Like, every studio is going to be like, all right, well, how can we replicate the chicken jockey thing? How do we make our movies do this? It was like the Barbenheimer thing again. Like, where, like, it's just this weird organic thing that happened. So let it be. Stop trying to replicate it.
So just let it be. Now Jack Black's going to be everything in everything now.
Yeah. I
heard they're replacing Ariana Grande in the Wicked sequel with Jack Black.
Actually, both of them.
He's good.
He's gonna be playing against himself. He's gonna be on the broom going chicken jockey,
while he's also belting out Defying Gravity. Oh man, I actually kind of want to see that now.
As do I.
Yeah, that's actually not a terrible idea.
Minecraft movie was, again, it was more entertaining than it had any right to be. It's not an amazing movie. It's really not, but it's an entertaining movie.
I want Jack Black as the voice of Mother Brain.
Oh, yes.
In a Metroid movie.
Please.
Just yelling chicken jockey, though.
Yep.
And Samus being like, that doesn't fucking work here, though. Like, what
It really doesn't.
Missile.
Then he starts just singing about, Steve's lava chicken. John has become obsessed with Portal again.
Okay.
I can't say I mind too terribly, except like
No.
he's kind of overdoing the space module.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
He's just kind of taking that space and just playing that over and over and over and over and over again. Not even the rest of it, just that, and then like talking to me about mods and stuff. He has this obsession with like the YouTubers that intentionally break a game and then laugh and say, like,
"Oh God,
look how broken this game! Look how broken this is! Ugh, it's so broken! Like you broke it."
Yeah.
It pisses me off so much. Like, there's one thing to like respectfully look at things like, wow, look how fascinating is this game doesn't work this way. Isn't that neat? But like doing it with a degree of respect, because like this game was made really well. You just went out of your way to break it. But then to go out of your way to break something and then point at like, yeah, I spent 16 hours trying to break this game. Look how fucking broken it is. It's so dumb. Like, you spent 16 hours trying to break this game. You fuckwit. God, I hate YouTubers. It's just, it's that negative thing. It's all about the negative.
Yeah,
Anyways,
it sucks. It sucks on toast.
Grumble, grumble.
Yeah.
But I mean, I spent a little bit more time with Skies Above, which was the game that I was reviewing. I got a review code from Flynn's Arcade. It's really good. It's a bit different than their usual fare. Like, it's less arcadey than like your Donut Dodo kind of things, but it's also not quite like a full-on adventure game. It is still really only the one setting. It's not like a long game, but it's a really interesting game. I highly recommend checking it out if it's on sale or somewhere. Like, I'm pretty sure it's on Steam and Switch now, and probably going to show up elsewhere. But how much have I talked about this one already?
A little bit.
Yeah, it's got a really interesting control scheme, and I'm still kind of getting the hang of like what the loop is to like get myself to get through the runs a little bit longer, because like these orbs come in and you have to press a button to launch yourself into the sky. So it's not like really a jump so much as a full launch. And once you're in the sky, you can latch on to all the different orbs that are attacking your Leviathan. But you just like do it like there's definitely another game that's like this, and I can't think of what it is, but it's like you just point in a direction, and like if that direction whatever direction you're in, you'll bounce off of the one orb and to explode it, and you want to chain going from like one to the next to the next to the next. Like there'll be like 13 orbs, so you're pressing like diagonal of this one, then boom, 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 boom. But you want to keep like changing direction the analog stick to keep chaining all these together. But if you miss, you go flying off the side, and then you have to like grapple back onto your Leviathan and then start your jump chain all over again. It's really difficult, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. In the little bit of time I actually got to spend with it this week, which is almost nothing. And last weekend I did get to spend a little bit more time with Paper Mario. Unfortunately, like a decent amount of that time was spent retracing my steps because somebody closed my game without saving it. So I lost a bunch of my progress from the last time I did get to play. I'm working on it. It is a neat game. I'm really glad that it was gifted to me. It's still not quite grabbing me the way that like Mario RPG did, but I find myself very, very entertained while I'm playing it. I really need to play it for longer stretches of time, I think, is my biggest problem. Because I think that's what's really causing it to not click with me as much, as because it's coming off as so segmented as I'm playing it. But I'm enjoying myself. I am very happy to have it. I am, I got a couple of weeks left here. There's before Switch 2 comes out, and then it's Mario Kart, and trying to figure out like what else am I going to be playing? Because I already know I'm getting the stupid welcome tour. I'm going to pay the $10 because
that makes me so angry.
That
I really don't want you to.
That game is right up my alley. I want to know all the ins and outs of the Switch 2. I could just watch it as a YouTube video, but
I was going to say, man, just watch it because you're going to make them think it's a good idea.
I'm not going to help or hurt them. It doesn't matter what I do. They don't care about me.
That's fair.
I gotta have it. I gotta have it. It's so stupid. I need to have it. So yeah, I'm that guy. But yeah, I'm going to be splitting my time between that and Mario Kart and maybe Wind Waker. Like, you're literally giving me an excuse to play my favorite game again.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I might have to do it. I'm really curious how I'm going to feel about it. Playing just the GameCube version. And I'm wondering if, like, am I going to get like an hour in and be like, fuck it, I'm booting on my Wii U again? Like, because the HD one really does smooth out a lot of the rough edges. But then again, I really love the way this looks. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing yet. I don't know what I'm doing yet.
It'll be really interesting to see how that, how that kind of plays out for everybody.
Yeah. And I'm also, I'm not going to start up a new Breath of the Wild game, but like, I don't know what's going to happen when I do. Because like, I'm going to get the upgrade for free since I'm on NSO. And I'm not going to not boot up Breath of the Wild just to see it in person. But, like, what's going to happen when I start playing that game again? Like, when I started from the beginning, am I going to be able to stop? I don't know.
I don't know.
I really liked that game. And playing it at a solid frame rate, like, and when are we getting those other updates? Like, am I going to be able to play Link's Awakening? And I know, we've been talking about in the Discord how I said I was going to poop my pants if I could play that game. Well, like, I'm not saying I'm unwilling. Like, I have a rug shampooer. I can take care of business. All right?
Gross.
I'll do what needs to be done. I really want to play Link's Awakening again. I've been really itching to play some Zelda stuff again lately.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think that's pretty much all I've been up to. I played a little bit of Viewtiful Joe. It wasn't enough to really talk about on the show. I really wanted to play more. I was struggling to get my my Eon GCHD working right. And honestly, I don't think I want to keep playing it on, because it says it's progressive scan, but it doesn't look good on the widescreen. No? It really doesn't. No.
Huh.
It's because, like, other games do it. I turned on the progressive scan mode. I held the B button and was able to turn that on. But, it stretches things like I can see that circles are ovals, and I'm like, this just isn't quite right. The game still looks brilliant on my CRT. I think I'm just going to switch back to that, because like some games look amazing on my HD TV using the GCHD. But Viewtiful Joe, there were these issues where like certain things were like blurred out when clearly they shouldn't have been. It was just a little off. So the more time I'm going to spend with it this week, theoretically, is
theoretically,
because I'm going to be out of town for 3 of those days. Like I have very little actual time to do this, so we'll see how much more time I can put into it. I don't know, but other than that, I've been working on. I was talking about those videos that I was making, and I did have a really fun experience with Ellie that I didn't expect. So she came down here to help me do some filming, and I was taking video of Super Mario Brothers. Like I had Super Mario Brothers 1 playing in the background as I'm talking about how I got my NES. And she started playing it, and she made it through 1-1 all by herself.
Nice. Which
was really impressive to me, because she's never shown that kind of aptitude with games before.
Right.
We started up a new Mario Party, and she still loses most of the mini games and gets frustrated real quick, but she did it. And then it was really funny, because as I'm telling this story, part of the story of me getting my NES is telling the story of how I first played Super Mario Brothers at my neighbor Joey's house, and I got stuck at the spot in level 1-2, which is exactly where she got stuck.
Nice.
But she kept trying. She got pretty far, and I'm like, I wouldn't mind spending a day just playing Super Mario Brothers with her. That would be really fun.
And kind of coach her through it and show her that she can do it.
Yeah, take some turns. And she was doing it with a shitty controller. Both of my, I have 2 of my old rectangle controllers out, and they don't work very well.
That sucks.
I was pushing buttons, and like, oh no, you got to push the buttons real hard on this. Like, and I don't really go
make sure.
I don't go back to those that often, because whenever I play NES, I'm using my Dogbone controller, because that's way more comfortable.
They were so much better.
Yeah, and that controller still works like a dream, but those rectangle ones, because I wanted to show that in the video, because it's like, the original ones.
Because that's what you got when you got the system, yeah.
Mashing on the B button to try to make him run, and it's like he's running and then not running, and that, because it just doesn't make a solid connection. It's
right.
It was very sad and kind of funny, but yeah, she did a great job. I was really proud of her. Really
that's
proud
awesome.
of her. Yeah. I think that about wraps it up. I think that's about all I had this week. It's just been such a busy week. I'm working on the videos like, I really should show the boxes. I got out the systems and I'm
Let me go dig out the boxes now.
So I went up into the attic and I emptied out the box of boxes and I found everything except I was pretty sure I didn't have it, but I had to make absolutely sure I didn't have the box
100%.
My NES power set.
Oh, how dare you.
I was up in the attic bowl. I sat down and trying to set up shots and playing around with lighting, and I was just working. There's just a lot to do this week, and I didn't even get to I still a bunch that I'm missing that I didn't finish, so I got to finish the show notes here, and then I got to do a handful of other stuff in the morning when I wake up, and I'm just exhausted. I really need some time off. I am in dire need of not working for a couple of days. So
yeah,
I'm not gonna take a solid week when Switch 2 comes out, but I think I am gonna take a personal day at some point soon, just because I fucking need to. Like, I'm going out to the in-laws this week, and that's always a lot going out to that barn. It's always a lot. We'll see. She wants me to build a trampoline, and
yeah.
Can't be worse at that than I am at building pools. So
I can't wait to hear about it. It's going to make for some good podcasting next week.
It sure is. But with that, I think it's time we wrap this up and I get my ass into bed.
All right. Sounds good.
So that is it, everybody. That is our show. Join us next time, theoretically, for the Alphabet Super Series. It's really, a lot's going to depend on how much more Viewtiful Joe I can get in over the next couple of days. I've got a very busy weekend ahead of me, and then I'm only here Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm going to be out at my in-laws, and can't really bring GameCube with me. So
no,
we'll see.
Really should be. I mean, I put it in my article, but that really should be on NSO.
That would be.
I really hope it happens, but there have been no Capcom games yet. So,
I don't know that that's true. Has Capcom been on NSO?
They have not. I looked it up. Wait, maybe Breath of Fire? Is that on there? That's Capcom, right?
It is. Let's see.
Oh, look, I just started a whole nother thing.
You did. Oh, yeah, Ghosts and Goblins is on there. The NES Ghosts and Goblins.
Well, I suppose more modern Capcom is what I meant.
Let's see. Ghosts and Goblins. That was just the special version. Breath of Fire, Demon's Crest, Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Yeah, it has, I think the last
Breath
thing was
2.
16. Well, I guess that's all that's really on there.
Yeah.
I mean, know what I'm talking about.
Capcom didn't exactly, fill the N64,
Yeah.
It wasn't Put Resident Evil 2 on there, you cowards.
Yeah, right. It wasn't Capcom I was thinking of. What the fuck was it?
Oh, yeah, and Capcom put all the Game Boy Mega Man games on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm starting to lose it now, too. Sorry, I try not to yawn. I am very tired.
Yeah.
It wasn't Capcom that I was thinking of. Who the fuck was I thinking of when I did the thing the other day? I don't know. Whatever. Regardless, Viewtiful Joe should fucking be on NSO.
Agree.
I really hope it does.
So look, if we need to pull another Audible next week, we'll pull another Audible. We'll find out. Who knows?
Right. This was an Audible, and we're now over 3 hours. So You're welcome.
The goal was to try to make this show shorter for midnight, and you did the opposite.
You did I sent you a very short list.
Yeah,
it was going to be quick
work for me. That wasn't going to work for me. No way. I can't do that. Incomplete list.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Go to bed. Find us on Discord and socials. Nah, it's fine.
Anyway, we're on most social media platforms, and if you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes, and you'll see links to our social media accounts, as well as all manner of other fun stuff, like a link to our namesake, StoneAgeGamer.com, and more useful links than you can shake a joystick at. If you'd like to get early access to this show's episodes, as well as a bevy of other shows on the Geekade Podcast Network, check out our Patreon, also linked to in the show notes. It helps keep this show running week after week, and all our patrons are loved and appreciated. This show's theme song, Squared Roots, was written by Banjo Guy Ali. You can learn about all his wonderful music and more by following the link to his YouTube channel, also in the show notes. And finally, as always, we'd like to thank our intrepid editor, Evan, for making the show listenable for all you folks. And we'd like to thank all you folks for listening in the first place. That is it. On behalf of Dan and myself, keep playing games.
This is going well. I'm having a good time. I like this idea.
I'm having a great time. I'm feeling it in my soul, where I am going to keel over and die. But I'll die doing what I love. Talking about Nintendo games.
Talking about Nintendo games. Did you? Well, I know you did watch it. What did you think of the First Steps trailer?
Ooh, big smile.
Yeah, I thought it looked great. I don't love the way the kid playing Johnny Storm looks, just because I don't think he looks good with blonde hair. Other than that,
it's really strange seeing him not being that character from Stranger
not being
Things.
Eddie.
However,
but I thought it looked really good. I was really impressed. I don't think Reed stretching looks super fucking awkward like it usually does.
Yeah, which is really hard to do.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck that Silver Surfer is a girl. Like, doesn't concern me in the least bit. I mean, I'm very curious
what they're doing with her. Because if I believe we're in an alternate universe, right?
Yes.
And the whole thing with her, if she is the girl Silver Surfer from the comic, that's Norrin Rad's wife. She became Surfer instead of him. So, like, are we going to go, like, get to the MCU and get our Galactus at some point with Norrin Rad? Like, what are we doing? I'm curious. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm very curious.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And what if Galactus is a universe eater and not just a planet eater? Like, that's an interesting theory I've seen thrown around.
Indeed.
I've also seen the theory thrown around that Galactus is, like, more of a targeted thing where he is going to eat planets in universes that contain celestial eggs. Like, that's how he survives. So, like, he will go throughout a universe and basically as like a balance to the Celestials, and he will eat the planet, and once he's done consuming the eggs, he will go to a different universe. Which is kind of an interesting thing.
It is. He does seem a bit small by Galactus standards.
But that has been in the comics before. Like, he can kind of manipulate size. Right, because like if you look back at that original Fantastic Four, that story that he first appeared in, like, he's standing on Earth. He's not this gigantic thing. So I don't know. It'll be really, really interesting to see where they go. It'll be interesting to see what they do with like Franklin Richards, because he becomes basically the most powerful character in the history of Marvel Comics.
Right.
I think it's really potentially telling that when they were doing that, like, hey, we're just bringing out a bunch of chairs every couple of minutes, I think it's really, really interesting that the one right before Robert Downey Jr. was Pedro Pascal. Like, I don't think that wasn't a coincidence. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know, man. I am cautiously optimistic, because I think this phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been okay at best. Like, I haven't disliked any of the movies, but for being the multiversal saga, this is like the only multiverse movie that we're getting. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't get any weird, here's this version of this character in a weird multiverse thing.
Right.
Like,
I mean, we had tastes of it
happen.
in Multiverse of Madness. We had tastes of it in Spider-Man.
Kind of. You know?
We
like,
didn't really get the full multiverse thing. That said,
except for the What If show. And that show fucking sucked.
It kind of does, yeah.
And it's ugly as shit.
I will say this.
Yeah.
They really stuck it with Daredevil. I fucking loved it.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was fantastic. I think Thunderbolts looks really good. I'm really stoked about that movie. I think it looks fantastic.
Me too.
I think the last trailer they dropped just really hammered it home. I have a really good feeling about that one. And I have a really good feeling about Fantastic Four. I think they're putting in the work on this one. I think they're taking this one really seriously. And I like that.
I hope so. Because the pedigree behind it, like, it's the dude who did WandaVision. Like, it's Matt Shackman. Like, he's doing Fantastic Four. So, like, all right, I'm way more interested than I would have been because I don't really like Fantastic Four. Never have.
Yeah, they've never really been my top tier stuff either.
Yeah, like, really I like Jonathan Hickman's run. I thought it was great. But for the most part, I'm like, it's okay. That's fine.
But there are folks who care greatly about Fantastic
Very,
Four,
very deeply.
So,
yes.
Let's see.
I want it to be great. And you were 100% right, by the way. Cobra Kai really stuck the fucking landing.
They really did. They went so far off the rails, but they pulled that shit together.
Boy, did they ever. I was fucking weeping when they got married in the hospital. I was fucking tearing up, man. Like, not even ashamed to admit it. I fucking loved it. I thought it was great.
It was wonderful.
It was so good. And I love that we ended where we started.
Yeah.
Just perfect. Just absolutely chef's kiss. I'm really interested to see what this next Karate Kid movie ends up being with Ralph Macchio in it. Like, all right, what are we doing now? Like,
can't say I have super high hopes for it, but I'm there.
No, certainly not. But I'm definitely interested.
All right, so let's see. We've got WandaVision. I loved. Falcon and Winter Soldier. I loved. Loki. I loved. Black Widow was very good, but it's not part of this. Black Widow takes place a long time ago. Yeah. I think it's great. It doesn't belong here. What If is trash. Shang-Chi was fantastical.
Yeah, I
loved Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi probably the best of them.
Fantastic. I really enjoyed Eternals. I don't get what everyone was so mad about that movie. I thought it was really good.
It just, I think what everybody hated about Eternals was that it just doesn't fit in the rest of it. Which is fine.
It's kind of what I liked about it. It was just this weird little extra thing. I thought it was neat. I really liked it.
Yeah, it was fine.
I loved Hawkeye. I thought Hawkeye was super great.
I thought that was outstanding. Yep.
Really loved Hawkeye. I loved Spider-Man No Way Home. I loved Moon Knight. I liked Multiverse of Madness. There were things in that movie that I loved, but overall I just liked it. Like, there's things that I was like, yes, this is great. The music note fight and stuff, the weird Sam Raimi shit, the rest of it, it just didn't come together perfectly for me. I very much liked it. I didn't love it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I just thought it was very weird that we went from Wanda at the end of WandaVision being remorseful to instantly being a super bad person in Multiverse of Madness.
It kind of like it. I think about the through line from the very end with her looking at the Darkhold, like, you know, the post credit scene, as it were. She's floating, looking through the Darkhold. I'm like, okay, now shit's gonna get bad for her, and so that kind of followed that trajectory. But we could have used more connective tissue, and we could have used more connective tissue between the last Doctor Strange movie. For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I thought Miss Marvel was fantastic.
The Miss Marvel show. I thought
Miss Marvel
really
was
good.
fantastic.
I like that.
Thor: Love and Thunder was good. We've had that conversation.
Yeah.
She-Hulk was fantastic.
Yep.
Werewolf by Night was fantastic. I thought Wakanda Forever was fine.
Yeah, I thought that was okay. I do really want the kid playing Kenny Payne to be young Black Panther, though.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Because, boy, he grew up and he was like, hey, I'm Kenny Payne with my deep voice all of a sudden. It's like, whoa, what the fuck? All
Puberty
right, Kenny.
showed up in a truck.
Holy shit.
The Guardians holiday special was good.
Yeah, it was fun.
I fucking loved Quantumania. I'm not surprised everyone hated that movie, but I thought that movie was great.
I don't understand what people hated about it. I thought it was awesome.
It was right. It's I fucking loved it.
I thought it was super fun.
Guardians 3 is good. I know some people love that one.
I didn't like it all that much. I didn't hate it, but it was okay.
Yeah, I liked it. Secret Invasion was poo-poo.
Yeah, oh god, so bad.
The Marvels was fantastic. Just really enjoyed that movie.
Yep,
Again,
I enjoyed the shit out of that.
Echo was solid. Not a 10 out of 10, but didn't need to be. It was a perfectly entertaining show.
Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine, fucking loved it. We've had that talk. Agatha All Along was great.
Outstanding. Yep.
Brave New World was
fine.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Daredevil Born Again was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So really going through this list,
it's a really good
Saga
list.
has been really good. It's just, it doesn't feel that way.
It just doesn't feel like the multiverse has happened.
Yeah, it doesn't feel
for
like
us to be ending the multiverse.
Yeah, when we were going through the Infinity stuff, like we had Thanos, like always kind of looming in the background. Even if it was just like a brief mention of an Infinity Stone, there was that thing in the background. And they started building that with Kang, and then for some fucking reason, instead of recasting Kang and doing it right,
I just don't get it.
He's the most recastable character outside of a shapeshifter. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Really fucking is. He really, really is. Like, you fucking recast Rhodey. Like, oh god.
Just put Terrence Howard in the role.
That would have been so fucking good. No, the dude, it needs to be, if they ever end up recasting Kang, it needs to be the dude that fucking plays Milchek on Severance. That dude is so fucking perfect for it. God, you gotta watch Severance.
We started it. It just, pretty heavy.
Yeah, it is. Holy fuck, is it good, though?
Yeah. I have no doubt.
Oh my god, I fucking adore that show. And once you meet Milchek and he really starts becoming Mr. Milchek, like that dude can do the interesting things I think that Jonathan Majors was doing with Kang. It would be different, certainly. But I like there's a sinister quality to him, but also like this kind of like playful thing. He's fucking outstanding. I love that dude.
And I'm sure he loves you too.
I'm sure he does.
And that's all, folks.